Hello, Mid-Michigan, and welcome to what's going to be a bit of a non-traditional broadcast here today. Didn't think I was going to be using the router as sort of like a paperweight out there, I will say, but that is the scenario as we're on an audio-only phone coverage broadcast today here in the Thumb at Elkton Pigeon Bayport Lakers School. It is the Ithaca Yellowjackets taking on the Lakers. Their second look at Ithaca this year, led by head coach Jordan Hesbrook, and been able to talk with a bunch of the juniors and seniors this year as things go about. Connor McMurphy, Ben Monroe was able to talk with them last week. It was my plan to play a little bit of, audio podcast pregame for you, but obviously that is not the scenario, and we still are able to have the phone with the view of the scoreboard. That is the best we're going to be able to do here today. Referees are out there in the middle of the field getting things set right now, and so warning to everybody, you're going to be hearing from your boy a whole lot today, as there's going to be, not really a whole lot of commercial breaks to send it to. I think I still got a couple hotkeys on here. We'll send it out to one or two breaks. But Chris Bachman up in the booth. We've got Adam Gursky heading down on the field to get you some great highlights throughout the game as the Ithaca Yellowjackets look to win a district championship today here against Elkton Pigeon, a Bayport Laker. And this is your Woods Household pregame show. And we're coming to you from the Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Throughout the game, we'll be talking about the Bills Custom Fab fabrication of the game. Our Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, brought to you by Weefridge Financial. Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, who's playing great across that line. I'll also be talking about the Mumford Oil and Gas Supply assist of the game, which I imagine will be coming from Mr. Gibson Rondi here tonight. And that scoreboard is a little shaky. If I could show you my setup, I would, and you'd laugh compared to what we usually have with the two high-tech cameras and the switcher and all that. I've literally got a board with MMSN on it my brother made me that has a selfie stick extended all the way up. So we've got that view of the scoreboard here in the corner of the press box at Elkton Pigeon Bayport Lakers School. But it is the Yellowjackets and the Lakers ready to battle it out here. And when you get this far, things just get special. And what I'm saying this far, it's only the second round of the playoffs, but yet only 32 teams get in each division in high school playoff action. So if you get in, you are already one of the best teams in your division. You win a game, you're already one of the final 16 teams in your division. You win another one here, yeah, you are one of the final 8. For example, Beale City, Mount Pleasant, both winning last night to stay perfect on the season. They are down to the Elite 8, as they would call it in the NCAA basketball tournament. That is where the Yellowjackets are looking to head today, somewhere they have been a whole lot since the century turned. I will make that joke again. So cool to talk about it. A couple weeks ago when you had Beale City, Ithaca, just two of the premier programs in the state of Michigan. Got the Yellowjacket coaches walking in right now, getting set to go. And we did have some people ask, hey, since the huddle camera's down here, will you be able to do anything more? And I knew that scenario was going to be no and oh. Would have ended up being a pretty big disappointment if that would have been possible, because, again, connection here just absolutely struggling. Shout out to Eric and the crew at Verizon doing everything they can to help me out. But that's the cool part and the bad part about technology. Sometimes you stroll out here to do one of these games, and everything's been working hunky-dory the past 5 weeks, and bloop, 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 you've got nothing going here. Also had some Ethernet here in the box, tried connecting to. That was a no-go as well, and possibly why their NFHS network camera is down. As I look across to the far side of the field, it looks like the student section for Ithaca today has a holiday theme. I see a couple Grinches, I might see a snowman, and I see several Santa Clauses across the way here. And when you think about this Ithaca Yellow Jacket team, you got to start talking about the seniors. There's not a lot of them on the squad, but they have made big, big impacts. You've got the kicker, Tanner Lamy, who's been excellent throughout his entire career. Kenny Daniels, Riley Guild, and Jacob Crawford. Again, only 4 seniors on this Ithaca squad. Very similar to Beale City last night with 5 or 6 seniors on that squad. So just a junior-heavy team here. They're going to be a load to deal with next year. I kind of run through the starting lineup right now. The Ithaca Yellowjackets will start defensively. Across that defensive line, you've got Monty Perez, Ben Monroe, and Kenny Daniels. As you're going to see a 3-5-3 from Ithaca, or at least That's what Coach Hesbrook ran against Beale City. Maybe something a little bit here different, but they've got all those great athletes at linebacker. They like to spread them out. And so you've got Perez, Monroe, Daniels across that defensive line. And their job is clog up every lane you can, take up as many blockers as you can, and try and allow these 5 linebackers, Riley Guild, Carson Schenkel, Jacob Crawford, Brogan Bupp, and Braden Chatfield, to run free and make tackles. Then in the defensive backfield, you've got Eli Smith, Connor McMurphy, Grayson Merchant locking it down. And I would not be surprised to see Gibson Rondi out there at playing in the defensive backfield as well, now that we are in the district finals. Offensively, for the Ithaca Yellowjackets across the offensive line, Ben Monroe, Gunnar McDade, Carson Schenkel, Kenny Daniels, and Monty Perez. Under center, Mr. Gibson Rondi. On the year, he has 112 completions for 1,400 yards. I believe that's just in, 7 games, I believe. He has been unbelievable all year. 9 touchdowns. The only caveat, 7 interceptions on the year. It's a little bit more than you'd like to see from your quarterback. However, 3 of those came against Beale City in that game, and he's also toted the rock very, very well. 57 carries on the year for 335 yards and another 8 touchdowns. So 17 total touchdowns on the ground and through the air for Gibson Rondi. Catching the ball for the Yellowjackets, Connor McMurphy on the year has 28 receptions for 499 yards and 6 tutties. He also has 11 carries for 47 yards on the year. Eli Smith, 23 carries, 187 yards on the year, 50 receptions to lead the team, I believe, with 535 yards and 7 touchdowns. Devin Fisher, kind of a deep threat for Ithaca, 13 receptions, but 218 yards on those 13 receptions. Then you've got Riley Guild, 42 receptions on the year for 506 yards and 3 touchdowns. Grayson Merchant has 11 receptions, 103 yards on the year, but he's going to run the ball a bit more. It'll be him and Jacob Crawford toting the rock. Merchant on the year has 74 carries for 446 yards and 9 touchdowns. Jacob Crawford has 28 carries, 196 yards, and 4 touchdowns on the year. Expect big things from the senior Crawford in the backfield today for the Ithaca Yellowjackets. Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker not out on the field right now, and its team can kind of squirreling a little bit, going haphazardly, trying to get things ready to go, get connected, get all of our equipment ready up, and then it's like, well, I don't think we're going to need any of our equipment because we're not going to be able to go live just on the phone. So then we put everything away, kind of move down here to the corner to give the guys from WFYC out of Elma a little bit more room, and we are set to go. And here comes Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker. And again, you always do that size test out there, and one thing that's got me impressed is I don't see a whole lot of stomachs, a whole lot of guts out there, but I do see some big boys out there, and so that could be a big test today for the Yellowjackets. But again, Monroe, Daniels, Perez, Schenkel, McDade on that offensive line have been pretty darn solid all year long. Ithaca coming into this game at 7-3. Their only losses in the regular season were all to playoff teams, to Fowler, to the Beale City Aggies, and to Saginaw Valley Lutheran, who went undefeated on the year and won the conference. However, last week, Ithaca was able to avenge that loss, and there was just several times talking with Ben Monroe. He just kind of said, we just felt like we made things right last week, and I thought that was a really cool way to say things. And right now, teams lining up for the national anthem, getting lined up for their introductions as well. Kind of run through this again offensively and defensively here for Ithaca as we roll towards the national anthem. Once the national anthem plays, I'm just going to kind of turn up my headset a little bit to try and see if you can hear it as much as you can. Again, audio only, phone broadcast today, so we're not going to have all the commercial breaks to send it out to. You're going to be dealing with your boy a whole lot today. I apologize in advance to everybody for that. But again, defensively for Ithaca, across that defensive line, Monty Perez, Ben Monroe, Kenny Daniels, a whole lot of strength, a whole lot of size up front there to really clog up some space for those linebackers to run free. That's Riley Guild, Carson Schenkel, Jacob Crawford, Brogan Bupp, and Braden Chatfield. Then in that defensive backfield, you've got the speedy Eli Smith, Connor McMurphy, and Grayson Merchant. In a 3-5-3 look for Ithaca, but what that's going to allow them to do, and again, when you got guys like Brogan Bupp and Carson Schenkel playing at linebacker, either one of those guys can step up to a defensive line position and kind of fill there. and then flip it, Jacob Crawford or Braden Chatfield would probably have no problem stepping into the defensive backfield and play a little bit quarterback if needed as well. Coming to you from the Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Also, much love going out to J&J Auto. Be watching for that collision report all game long. Blockco Pools and Spas heating up like a jacuzzi out there. Something should have talked about a little bit more last night with the Beal City offense and defense. And it's one of the same. I've been talking about the Beal City defense all year. Their offense has consistently put up 40 points a game, and maybe they need a little bit more luck. Kyler Smith and the crew run the show very, very well out there. Also, much love, Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, E&S Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, Bryce Updegraff and Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, Mount Pleasant Public Schools. They're hiring bus drivers right now. They got paid training for those bus drivers. They also need subs and parapros as well. Go to mtpleasantschools with an S.net to get started. That's mtpleasantschools with an S.net to get started. Also, big shot, Coach Tom Frazier, high and tight turnover battle, something we'll be talking about throughout the afternoon as well. And also, love to Martinez Lawn Care, Bang and Bradley, Powell Frame and Collision, Dick Silva Auto Sales, Brickner and Bunker Insurance Group, Block Electric, The Niner, WW Construction, All Seasons Fireworks, Pure Plumbing, Hanging by a Thread, GNS Mechanical, and our friends Levi Taylor and the crew at CNC Enterprises. Say, get your Carhartt gear out for deer season next week if you need it. They've got it for you, along with your headquarters for all things Red Wing and Irish Setter work boots. And I'll kind of keep run through things as they're going through the laundry list of players as well here. Dance Again Dress Consignment Shop in Wademan. Still need your dress for the snowball. Kara Lynch has got you covered. You don't need to leave the mid-Michigan area. Let's get a hold of Dance Again Dress Consignment Shop in Wademan. I also love Isabella Community Sportsplex, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Smith & Sons Meat Processing, the Beal City Village Store, always my last stop before a Beal City ball game, Sydney's Judges Bench, Dog Central, Berry Funeral Home, Boomer's Lawn Care, Doozy's Ice Cream Place, Almost Up North, and Stitches for Britches, along with Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods, Gross Farms, Brad Gross Electric, big shot, Brad Gross, Steve Gross, congratulations to them, winning that district championship last night, and also shout out to the Fisher Companies, Central Concrete, Central Asphalt and Fisher Transportation, along with Kenneth Egger at DDS. Both teams are now lined up for the national anthem. As I said, with no commercial breaks, as soon as I kind of hear things going, I'm just going to shut up and turn up the microphone as much as I can. So right now, kind of running through the MHSA announcements that are about 10 minutes longer than most PA announcers are used to doing. Now, shout out the seniors again for Ithaca. Kenny Daniels, Tanner Lamy, Jacob Crawford, and Riley Guild. Those guys are playing for their football careers here today. As I slide over and looked at that Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker roster, they've got quite a few more seniors on the squad than Ithaca does. 8 seniors for Elkton Pigeon Bayport Lakers, so you can still kind of call them a young team, and you always want to try and have that double-digit senior group if you can. Say thanks so much for tuning into this Woods Household pregame show. Big shout out to Brett and the crew up there, and now it will be time for the national anthem, so I'm just going to stick the headset out the window here, and we'll be back to kick. Great rendition of the national anthem there. If things do go silent for a moment or two, that's going to be your boy probably throwing things on mute for a second to get a drink of water, maybe grab a peanut M&M here. But we are set. The Ithaca Yellowjackets, the Lakers of Elkton, Pigeon, Bayport. And you got a few small communities coming together here in the Thun to make the school very similar to a Unionville Sebewing. We're going to learn about this Laker offense and defense together. And again, I've ran through the lineup for this Ithaca Yellowjacket offense, or defense twice, the offense once, and it does look like Ithaca will be kicking things off. Or at least that's what I'm getting as they head up towards the 40-yard line and getting a little bit of last instruction there. Heading out is Landon Bratsky for the Yellowjackets, as he might be teeing things off here today instead of Tanner Lamy. Here we go. Back deep to receive the kick for the Lakers. Anthony Kubacki, along with Aiden Stormzan. And if I butcher a couple of these names, if anybody's listening from Lakerland, I apologize. Again, a little bit of connection issues and stuff. Didn't necessarily have the time we would want normally in the pregame to go talk with the coaches and kind of get everything set. But here comes the opening kickoff. District Championship football here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Big shout out to Barberry Law, Gates Drilling and Service, Beals Custom Fab, The Bird All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, Weaverage Financial, Woods Household, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Malley Construction. Return is going to be a short one to the 24-25-yard line. Some extracurricular activity out there, but I think those officials know how pumped up those kids are to play this game. Not going to be any small whistles for that, and so Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker is going to take over at their own 25-yard line, first down and 10. Looks like at quarterback is going to be Mr. Kubacki. Lined up in the backfield next to him is Christian Sanchez. Snap is going to go to Sanchez, maybe a little Menominee type offense here. It's going to be a short run off to the far side of the field, maybe a pickup of 2 or 3. Actually, they're going to give him a great spot with 4. A really great job by Sanchez there, kind of pouring forward with his feet to make sure he can get extra yardage. Right, that's actually Buckholtz in the backfield along with Sanchez. My bad, it's number 1, number 34 back there. They're both ready to take the snap here. Snap's going to be fumbled on the play. Just diving on it there at the last second is going to be Grant Buckholtz. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 9. With this 2 running back type offense, that's the thing you don't want to do is put yourself behind the chains here. See if we see the Lakers possibly go to the air here. Substitution coming in, coming out for the Lakers. Those substitutions throughout the game be brought to you by our friends at Mount Pleasant Automotive. Just like these coaches need some subs in and out of the game, they have got the replacement parts for your vehicle. Lakers in the huddle here. 10:52 left to go first quarter. We are scoreless. Going to be 2 wide receivers stacked to each side for Buckholtz. Also in the backfield is Sanchez. Buckholtz is going to take the snap, hands it off to Sanchez. He's got nowhere to go. Big play up in front. Kenny Daniels getting a hold of the ball carrier. He's got nowhere to go. It's going to be a punting situation here for the Lakers. 4th down and 9. The Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker comes in at 8-2. The Yellowjackets coming in at 7-3. Dropping back to receive this punt is Eli Smith and Connor McMurphy. Ready to punt it away is going to be Owen Riebling for Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker. You just go with Bayport here. We'll see if I can get that down. Both of these returners very, very dangerous. We got 2 of them out there. I don't got to run far to get it. It's going to be a very high kick here to the near side. It's going to take a bounce at the 40 and take a really nice Laker bounce down inside the 30. That is where Ithaca will start their first possession. We are scoreless, but if you're the Ithaca defense, you got the 3 and out. A fantastic play from Kenny Daniels on 3rd down, giving a ball carrier nowhere to go. See what the Jackets can do offensively here. 9:53 left to go in quarter number 1. They'll take over at their own 28-yard line. And that punt had a really, really good bounce out there for Riebling. Gibson Rondi in the shotgun. Lined up next to him is the freshman, Landon Bratsky. 4 wide receivers. To the far side, it's Connor McMurphy in the slot. Lined up wide here to the near side, it's Eli Smith. Officials are going to stop the play here for a moment. talking with Gibson Rondi. And now we are set and ready to go. Rondi in the gun. 2 wide receivers to each side. Junior quarterback takes the shotgun snap. He's rolling out to the right to the far side of the field. Guns it out. It's going to be caught by Riley Guild for about 7 or 8 yards. Great job by Riley Guild and Gibson Rondi with that timing throw. When you can throw that 7 to 8 yard out route and you've got the timing down, it is nearly possible to stop here in high school football unless you're going to try and jump the route, and then that's a big, big risk for the quarterback. Now 3 wide to the near side here for the quarterback, Rondi. 2nd down and short. Now they're going to change the play at the line of scrimmage as Rondi looks down at the quarterback wrist. He's going to run this one all the way up the middle. He's going to have the 1st down, not much more than that. He's going to be pushed back, hit hard. Little J&J Auto collision report out there from the Lakers, but it will be 1st down yardage. In on the hit was Levi Wren, one of the seniors for Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker. 1st down picked up on the 2nd play there. Nice little run from Rondi up the middle. Now they're going to send Brodsky out as a wide receiver to the far side. 3 wide receivers here to the near side. Brodsky goes in motion here to that side. They're going to throw it out to him in the flat. Freshman makes the catch, looks to turn it upfield. It's going to be brought down at the 45-yard line. Brodsky with the nice catch there. And it's not going to move the chains, but another very solid gain on 1st down for the Yellowjackets as they move it near midfield. 2nd down and 4-3, we'll call it now, for the Yellowjackets. 8:47 left to go here in, or 8:48 left to go here in the 1st quarter. 3 wide now to the far side of the field for Gibson Rondi. It's Fisher. It's Gill. It's Smith. It's Smith here to the near side. McMurphy over on the far side. They're going to throw it that way quickly. It's almost tipped at the line of scrimmage. It looked like it may have hit the ground, but maybe it was a lateral. So the reaction you had from the officials was like it was thrown backwards because it was very close to the ground when he caught it. 3rd down and short here. Now the officials are going to get together, and here's going to be the problem. If they're going to call that an incomplete pass, it's going to be hard to find the exact spot because it's going to have to go back to maybe be a 3rd and 7 here. But they're getting together. That was very close to hitting the ground, but if Rondi threw it behind him, it would have been a lateral. It wouldn't matter regardless. We'll see what the call is here. Doesn't look like they're moving the football back, and so I think it'll remain 3rd down and short on the completion in the short run. And actually now they are moving things back here a little bit. And they're going to stop. Yeah, it does look like it's going to be an incomplete pass. And I do think that's the correct call. The ball did look like it was hitting the ground. It was just a matter to me of whether it was a lateral or whether it was a forward pass. They're going to say that it was a forward pass, thus it's incomplete. Instead of 3rd down and 1, it's now going to be 3rd down and a long 3 here. Gibson Rondi trots back out there with the play. 3rd down and 3 for the Yellowjackets here. Ball's going to be set on the near hash. Grass field, a flat grass field, and a little hump in the middle there. Here to the near side, it's Connor McMurphy in the slot. Lined up wide is Eli Smith. In between them is Devin Fisher. Single coverage on the far side of the field with Riley Gill. They love to go to the senior here in these situations. It's a low snap. Bradsky has to pick it up and run it. He's going to be brought down in the backfield. It's a tackle for loss for Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker. And it's going to bring up a punting situation for the Yellowjackets. You go back to that being called incomplete moments ago. That's a big deal. And we'll see this from Ithaca. They're going to line up like they might go for it, but then you'll see Rondi drop back and punt it away. Be very surprised if the Yellowjackets do go for it here. They will. Rondi rolling out to his right, looking to throw. It's going to be caught by Riley Gill. Did he get the toe tap down? They say he did. 1st down on 4th down. Big time play. Rondi to Gill, and that's why you line him up all alone on the far side of the field. It's one-on-one coverage with the quarterback. He did a great job only allowing the catch and almost pushed him out of bounds before he could get his feet down. But the Yellowjackets moved the chains again on 4th down. They've ran 6 plays. They've picked up 2 first downs. They're now just inside Laker territory at their opponent 47-yard line. They're going to change the play at the line of scrimmage. Everybody looks down at their quarterback wrist. Rondi barks out the signals. It's him and Bradsky in the backfield. Rondi wants to throw once again. He's got some time. He sails it long, looking for Eli Smith. It's going to be incomplete. A little face guarding out there, but great defense. from Cade Weisenbaugh. Say if that was the NFL or the NCAA, you maybe the old quote-unquote face guarding penalty, which I kind of despise, because Weisenbaugh did a great job not making any contact with the wide receiver. Smith kind of jumped up, tried to reach over his shoulders to make the catch. 7:53 left first quarter. We're still scoreless. Yellowjackets got it at the Laker 47. Second down and 10 after the long incompletion. Hand off to Bradsky. He's got nowhere to go. Brought down in the backfield. Another big play out there. I believe that was Leroy Ritt. Or pardon me, that was Gusa with the tackle there. 56-66, looked pretty darn similar, but big-time play out there. And I tell you what, when you look at the difference in size between Ritt and Gusa, makes that play more impressive. Gusa out there playing deep tackle, and man, he's got a lot of strength out there. Looking across at the center for Ithaca, not afraid to go right at him. 3 wide receivers for the Yellowjackets. Running back in the backfield with Gibson, Rondy's Bradsky. Man in motion is Connor McMurphy to the near side. Rondy wants to throw. He's looking to the near side. Smith tries to catch it one-handed. It's going to be incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down and 12. You just went for a 4th down and 7 or moments ago. We'll see if they go for it again here. But what you will see from time to time with Ithaca, they'll line up in that shotgun with 4 wide receivers. Then Gibson Rondy will drop back 4 or 5 steps, and he'll punt it away. Here on the near side, it's Eli Smith and Devin Fisher. On the far side in the slot, it's Connor McMurphy. Dropping back now to punt this one away is the Yellowjackets. A little bit of pressure on the punt. It's going to be caught at the 20-yard line by the returner. He's going to be brought down immediately by Connor McMurphy. Also coming in with a big hit was Ben Monroe at the end of that play. With the return there was Aiden Stormsand. And so if you are a Bayport Laker, you give up a couple first downs, but you get the stop. We remain scoreless. Your defense did the job. 6:55 left to go first quarter. Here comes the second possession for Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker, starting at their old 25, exactly where they started their first possession when they went 3 and out. Getting in the backfield, you've got Sanchez and you've got Buckholz. Handoff or snap goes to Buckholz. He's going to throw it out here to the far side after faking the run. McMurphy's going to bring down the ball carrier near the first down. It's going to bring up second. Nope, they will give him first down yardage. And it seems like last 3 or 4 years, there's kind of a more tie goes to the runner type of field here in football when it comes to those first down markers. So you just don't see the chain gain old Josh Chartrand and the crew coming out like they used to back in the day. First down and 10 for the Lakers. Buckholz and Sanchez in the backfield. You don't know who's going to get the snap. It goes to Buckholz. He's rolling here to the near side. Similar play, except they're going to switch directions. Nice run from Buckholz as he turns this one upfield instead of throwing it. It'll be a pickup or 6 or 7. And what they're doing with Buckholz, he's taking the snap. He's rolling to one side of the field, and then they're leaving a guy out in the flat, kind of like an option throw type play, and they're waiting for that defensive back to commit. If he goes to Buckholz, they're going to throw it out there. If they stay with the wide receiver, Buckholz is going to turn it inside. First play of this drive, they threw it out. Second play of the drive, they ran it. Second down and 2 as they near midfield. Same play now to the far side of the field. It's open again on the throw. It's going to be complete. Big-time running room and a block out there. Going down the sideline is the wide receiver. He's going to go all the way. It's a touchdown for Luke Good. Goes all the way. 57 yards down the field. Touchdown, Lakers. You can hear the press box go mad up here. Coming up with a touchdown. Luke Good is all good on that one as he goes 57 yards for the tutty. Bayport Laker goes up 6-0. And what a great game plan there on that possession from Bayport. They ran the same play 3 times. The first play picked up, 11, 12 yards. The second play picked up 8 yards. The third play picked up 57 yards to Luke Good going to the house for the touchdown. And I'll talk about again what they're doing. If you're Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker, they're lining up with two running backs / quarterbacks in the backfield. The old Menominee offense is kind of what they would call it, or you call it single wing if you wanted to. And you've got Buchholz back there, and you've also got Sanchez back there. Buchholz appears to be the guy throwing the football. At least he's been the one to do it so far. But then, they're going to have a player or two for Sanchez to throw it. But Buchholz is getting the snap. He's going to each side of the field, and then they were leaving Mr. Luke Good out there kind of in the flat, and they were forcing Ithaca to make a decision with their outside linebackers. If they stay inside, they're going to throw it out to the far side. If they commit outside, Buchholz is going to turn it inside. The first play we saw him throw it to the outside, worked for 12 yards. Second play, Buchholz turned it inside, was able to pick up 8 yards. The third play, Luke Good was hit on the outside, and there was an unbelievable block on the far side of the field from the other wide receiver out there for Bayport Laker, which allowed Good. Good would have still had the first down, but that block sprung him for that 57 yards. Talk about Weber Brothers Sawmill, timber of the game type of stuff. What a block on the outside there to spring Mr. Luke Good. It's all good for the Lakers. 57 yards for the touchdown. They're up 7-0. See if the Yellowjackets can respond here with 5:32 left to go in quarter number 1. Here comes the kickoff from Lucas Weiner. It's going to go out of bounds. Smith was ready to field it near the goal line. It would have been a fantastic kick if it did stay in bounds, because you would have had a lot of time for your coverage to get down there. But it'll be great field position for the Yellowjackets starting at their own 40-yard line. Here's one of those moments where it's going to go silent here for a sec for your boy to grab a drink of Dr. Pepper. First down and 10 at the 40-yard line for the Yellowjackets. Feel like it's important for them to respond here after we saw the explosion offensively on the last drive from Pigeon Bayport Laker. Eli Smith looks to get the outside edge, gets a great block downfield from Bratsky. Ball's loose! The ball is loose! The Lakers have it! The Lakers have it! Smith got popped to the helmet right on the football. There's still a pile, but it clearly looked like the green team jumped on it, still waiting for the signal. Now Ben Monroe is saying it's Yellow Jacket football. Still waiting for the signal. There's a tie-up at the bottom of the pile. This is going to be a decision from an official. Woo, boy. That was a close call. Matt Murdoch was the first one to the football, but you always hear about the old pile, what happens in the pile. He lost the football. Give credit to Eli Smith, I think, fighting it back. And so it could have been a turnover against the Yellowjackets. It's a 9-yard gain instead. A big difference right there. 4 wide for Ithaca. McMurphy goes in motion to the near side. There's now 3 wide that way. Quick throw out's going to be incomplete. Devin Fisher was the intended wide receiver there, but it was thrown a little too tall, a little too wide. We're coming to you from our Barberry Law Studios, built by Conwitz Construction, and you usually see those logos up there from our title sponsors. My apologies to them, and again, still happy we're able to bring you this game with some of the connection issues that we had once we got here, but much love to Barberry Law, Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, the Bird All-American Grill, got their bird auction tomorrow at 1:30, Clark Modular Homes, Weefridge Financial, Woods Household Appliance, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Malley Construction. They faked the jet sweep to McMurphy, and pouring it up the middle is going to be Gibson Rondy for the first down. So they're going to have it right near midfield, first down and 10. There's 5:04 left to go in the first quarter. Pigeon Bayport leads at 7-0 against the Yellowjackets on a 57-yard touchdown toss from Grant Buchholz to Luke Good. 4 wide. 2 on each side for Mr. Rondy. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Bratsky. Wants to go downfield. He's immediately pressured right away. Gets smashed in the backfield. Big time play in the backfield. Get back there with Sanchez. Kind of took down Daniels and Rondy. It's going to bring up second down and 10. Couple substitutions coming in and out for the Yellowjackets. Those substitutions brought to you by friends at Mount Pleasant Automotive. Just like these coaches need replacement parts, so does your vehicle, and they've got them all for you at Mount Pleasant Automotive. Wide receiver here to the near side for Ithaca is going to be the sophomore Grayson Merchant. 2 wide receivers to the far side. It looks like Riley Guild at tight end to the near side. Man in motion, Connor McMurphy. Rondy is forced out of the pocket. Throws it long to Eli Smith. Smith one-hands it. He makes the catch. We have 2 flags coming in. It looked like it's going to be pass interference. Is there a chance it's offensive pass interference? Possibly. If Eli Smith used one hand to shield the defender and caught it with the other hand, it's still an absolutely amazing play. Waiting to see what the call is here. This is going to be a big call. Smith did bring it down for a first down, but we're waiting to see what the call is here. Again, there was just a lot of contact on the far side of the field. Coach Jordan Hesbrook having a conversation with the official right now, and whether you took the penalty or didn't take the penalty, if it's defensive pass interference, it would have been about the same. They will decline it. First down and 10 for the Yellowjackets. Their second first down on this drive. I believe it's play number 6 coming up. But a big-time pitch and catch. And Rondy getting pressured in the backfield on the last couple throws. Stood in there tough and made the throws downfield. Grayson Merchant lined up wide to the near side. In the slot to the near side, it's Connor McMurphy. At tight end also here to the left, the near side of Gibson Rondy is Riley Gill. They hand it off to Bratsky. He's got to turn it up immediately. Makes a great cut. He's got near first down yardage down to the 30. They're trying to strip him out there once again. A solid game, though, for Bratsky on the carry. The freshman, my first time I have seen him this year. Earlier this year, he was out when we saw them play Beale City. And you start to see how big of a factor he would have been to be able to carry the rock out there a little bit. They go back to the 4-wide formation. Riley Gill lined up to the far side of the field as the wide receiver. McMurphy lined up in the slot on the inside of him. Throwing down the middle is going to be Rondy. McMurphy can't bring it in inside the 10. Oh, boy, reminiscent of a couple weeks ago in Ithaca where we saw Ithaca drop about 7 or 8 passes against Beale City. That one was right in McMurphy's hands to bring it in. You got to come up with that catch if you're Connor McMurphy. It would have been complete inside the 10-yard line. He might have been able to go in for 6. Back in the gun is Gibson Rondy. Bratsky lined up to his left in the backfield. Also 3 wide receivers that way. It's Connor McMurphy going in motion from his slot position from the left to the right. Rondy wants to throw. He looks for Merchant down the sideline. It's incomplete. He was open, but there was a lot of pressure in the backfield making the throw very, very difficult. Sanchez was in the backfield once again. Christian Sanchez, I have called his name a lot here in the early going defensively for the Lakers of Elkton Pigeon Bayport. 4th down and 5 here from the 31. Gibson Rondy comes in with the 4th down play. We saw them with a 4th down conversion on their first drive that ultimately stalled out and they had to punt it away. Here comes another 4th down attempt here. The bleachers start to rumble here at Laker High School. 3 wide receivers to the near side for Gibson Rondy. Timeout on the field from head coach Jordan Hesbrook. And it's a good one because you want to make sure that you get this play right. Much love going out. Again, those title sponsors, I'm going to shout them out a bunch tonight because those logos aren't up there like they always are. Barberry Law, Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, The Bird All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, Woods Household Appliance, Brad Malley Well Drilling along with Malley Construction. More love, J&J Auto, Lotco Pools and Spas, Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, E&S Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, Bryce Updraft, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. 4th down and 5 coming up for the Ithaca Yellowjackets. They trail the Lakers 7-0. It's 4th and 5 at the Laker 31-yard line. This is big time right here. Wide receiver to the far side of the field is Riley Gill. And they're giving him the Calvin Johnson treatment. They've got a safety right over top of him. They're not going to let Rondy go to Riley Gill on this 4th down play. He's going to have to find another wide receiver. Lined up in the slot to the near side, it's Connor McMurphy. Now they kind of switch everything around, which will force it to be single coverage on Gill to the far side, but now it's single coverage to Eli Smith to the near side. Rondy's under pressure right away. He gets away from it. He dances. He flings it long. It's going to be incomplete, out of bounds. Excellent pressure in the backfield. Tristan Sprague was one of the defenders back there. It's going to be a turnover on downs going against the Yellowjackets. Bayport Laker leads at 7-0 and they're going to get the ball back after the turnover on downs at their own 31-yard line. Big-time play, constant pressure in the backfield right now, forcing Gibson Rondi out of the pocket. He had to roll to the far side, got away from the defender, came back here to the near side. When he cocked back, went to throw it, there was a defender right there, so just kind of fluttered in the air out of bounds, not even near a wide receiver. Great defensive play on fourth down there from Bayport Laker. Man in motion now. It's just Buckholz back there to take the snap. He fakes the quarterback. He's going to fake the throw, run the quarterback draw. He's not going to go anywhere. Jacob Crawford in on the tackle. Maybe a TFL there for the senior. Second down and 10. And Ithaca responded a bit there. They were able to move the football after the Lakers got on the board, but give credit to Bayport. They were eventually able to get that fourth down stop, that bend but don't break defense, kind of letting Ithaca move the ball in between the 30s there. But once they got down there, they were able to shut them down, see what they can do offensively here. The two quarterbacks, two running backs in the backfield, Buckholz along with Sanchez. The way I've seen Sanchez play defense, I have a feeling that if they need 1 or 2 yards, Sanchez is going to be the guy they go to. If they want to have something more out in space, if they're thinking about throwing the football, it's going to be Buckholz taking the snap. Well, you got to love that offense if you are Pigeon Bayport Laker. In particular, if you don't have a bunch of big guys, you not able to do anything super dynamic, putting those two guys in the backfield there, and then you don't know who's going to take the snap, it just makes everything that much more tough for the defense pre-snap. Not really any reads you can have or anything. You got to wait to see who's going to get the ball before you kind of can dissect the play. Timeout on the field again from Bayport Laker. Second down and 10 coming up. Ball at their own 31-yard line. The last time we saw them have it, they snapped it to Buckholz, rolled him out immediately, and then had Lucas Good as an option in the flat. Very surprised. We didn't see him go right back to that. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw that here on this play. They fake it to Garcia. Now rolling out is Buckholz. Tries to get that outside edge. He's got it. He's going to be very close to first down yardage. Waiting to see the signal if they tell him to move the chains here. It will be a first down on the run from Grant Buckholz. Probably Sanchez, too, not Garcia. That's my bad there. McMurphy was able to bring him down. First down at 10 for Bayport Laker. 2:52 left to go in the first quarter. They lead Ithaca 7-0. The Yellowjackets fresh off avenging one of their regular season losses versus Saginaw Valley Lutheran last week. And one thing about this Ithaca team, they have had some comebacks this year, so they're not going to be scared being down 7-0, even if it goes 14-0. Jet sweep, Eli Smith. Big tackle by Eli Smith. J&J Auto collision report there as Eli Smith meets the jet sweep runner right at the line of scrimmage. That was Weisenball with the carry there. As soon as he looked to turn it upfield, number 7 was there to stand him up. Great play from Eli Smith. It's going to bring up second down and 10 for Bayport. And that's what you want to see from your defense if you are head coach Jordan Hesbrook. If things get a little tough, you're ready to go. Try and move up the scoreboard here just a little bit more to give everybody just a tad bit better view there. And again, every time I touch the table and whatnot, we are moving. Again, a non-traditional broadcast here. Audio-only phone coverage broadcast. Bad connection issues over here in the thumb. Could end up being the same thing next week versus Harbor Beach. Hopefully we get that all squared away as Beale City is at Harbor Beach next Saturday, a 1 p.m. kickoff. That is the official kickoff time. Shout Chad Fletcher getting me that. Throw over the inside. It's going to be almost intercepted. McMurphy read that play all the way. He baited the quarterback Buckholz into the throw, but just couldn't bring it in. And he would have easily gone to the house for a pick six if that would have been the scenario. Ooh, boy. But I tell you what, that play is at least going to make Buckholz think once or twice. And one of the guys next to me here is saying you need to do a pump and go. If they would have done that, that would have worked very, very well because McMurphy was sitting on that route that time. There's going to be 3 wide receivers to the near side. It's Buckholz and Christian Sanchez in the backfield, or 2 wide receivers to the near side, and the tight end kind of lined up as a wing back. Buckholz is going to take the snap. He drops back in the pocket looking to throw. He's flushed up. Gets away from one man in the backfield. Brogan Bupp looking to chase him down. He gets away from Bupp. Now he's going to be in first, though, near midfield. What a run there from Buckholz. He refused to go down. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. It probably should have been 3rd down and 16 or 17, but Buckholz, slippery with the football, makes a couple guys miss, and it's now 3rd and very manageable for Bayport Laker near midfield. Buchholz. Shotgun look for Buchholz and Sanchez. Again, as they're both back there, it's been Buchholz taking the snaps most of the time, but on this 3rd down and short situation, wouldn't be surprised to see Sanchez get it, poured up the middle. Buchholz rolling out to the near side. It's going to be complete for first down yardage. Wide receiver is going to be brought down near the Ithaca 40-yard line. Excellent play by Buchholz, rolling out and making that throw. Buchholz with a couple monster plays there for the Lakers. Again, on that 2nd down and 20, turned into a slippery magician, making a couple guys miss for Ithaca to turn it into a 3rd down and 4, and then made a nice, easy throw over the middle to an open receiver for the first down. The Lakers went 3 and out their first drive. Their second drive was 3 plays, 75 yards, and a touchdown. This will now be the 7th play of the drive coming up, and they have moved it into Yellowjacket territory. They picked up 2 first downs. The Yellowjackets got to figure out something defensively here. Clock moving, 1:06 left to go in the first quarter. They're going under center this time with Buchholz. Set a man in motion. Maybe a little miscommunication there. Buchholz is going to have to run this one all the way. He does a good job of faking the throw, and it's going to be a solid game from Buchholz on first down. He was so intelligent on that play. He was rolling out to the near side. It was a completely broken play, but the defensive backfield of Ithaca didn't know it was a broken play, and so Buchholz is faking the throw downfield. There's nobody there, but if you're Ithaca, you have to respect it because you don't know that there's nobody behind you. Just a great, intelligent play there from the senior quarterback, Grant Buchholz. 2nd down and short. Couple substitutions coming in and out for Coach Evan Spearing and the Lakers. 2nd down and 2. Probably be the final play of the first quarter here. Buchholz goes under center once again. Hands it off to the big running back. Not a whole lot of room for Luke Good on that carry. It's going to bring up 3rd down, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Elkton Pigeon, a Bayport Laker, leads Ithaca 7-0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Again, audio-only phone coverage in this one. Much love to those title sponsors. If you think about doing business in the Mid-Michigan area, I would really like you to think about supporting those people who are supporting the Mid-Michigan Sports Network and thus supporting these local high school student athletes. I'm talking Barberry Law, Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fabrication, the Bird All-American Grill in downtown Mount Pleasant, Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, Woods Household Appliance in Clare, Malley Construction, and Brad Malley Well Drilling. If you don't have anything going on tomorrow, at 1:30, the Bird Auction is going down at the Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant. It's not only the rare chance to hang out at the Bird on a Sunday, but it's also a chance to bid on some excellent items and to raise money for the Isabella County Child Advocacy Center, along with the Dan Bridenstine Foundation. And if you still want to donate, you can do that. Just go stop by the Bird All-American Grill at downtown Mount Pleasant today with your donation. Tell them Spock sent you in and what they're looking for, gift cards, unique items, some cool artwork, this, that, and the other. I know every year Allison Curtis does like a shot tree, and you know what I'm trying to say there, and all that different kind of stuff. And so Bird All-American Grill, Bird Auction going down tomorrow. Make sure you are there. It is a great time for a great cause. Buchholz lined up in the gun. Lined up next to him is Sanchez. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side on 3rd down and 2 from the 36. Buchholz looking to run this one. There's Riley Guild in the backfield to bring down the ball carrier. And that is not what you wanted if you are Bayport. Running it there on 3rd down, you would have loved to have picked up a yard, maybe 2. Instead, you're actually going to go back a yard. And they're still going to go for it here on 4th down as they're kind of in that high school no man's land at the 35-yard line. It'd be about a 52-yard field goal here. That ain't happening. Here comes the 4th down play. Ithaca's had a couple big fourth downs already in this one. They had a conversion on their first drive on fourth down, but they ultimately stalled out. Their last drive, it was a turnover on downs near their own 31-yard line, where the Lakers took over on this drive and have marched it downfield. This will be the 10th play of the drive coming up. Just 2 first downs picked up, so yeah. Then the 3 yards on a cloud of dust. They fake it one way. Now Buchholz looks for it off the other way. There's Riley Guild in the backfield once again. Riley Guild with the 3rd and 4th down tackles. Both in the backfield. What a performance from Guild on that series of downs. Guild with tackles for loss on 3rd and 4th down to turn over Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker. Our score remains 7-0 Lakers, but Guild, the senior from Ithaca, one of just 5, knows if he wins here today, he's got another game next week. But if he doesn't, it's on to hunting season. Fake the handoff. Rondy wants to run it up the middle. He's going to pick up 5 on the first play of the drive. And that's what you have not been having from Ithaca, I feel like. First down, they haven't been able to pick up a whole lot. No, Gibson Rondy is slow getting up for Ithaca. That would be very, very big news for the Yellowjackets. Grayson Merchant has played in 3 games, led them to a huge win over Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary on the road in overtime, 42-40 earlier this year. But Rondy is down right now with an injury, and hopefully he is going to be able to come back for the Yellowjackets, but he's at least going to be out for a play. He did kind of dive forward there, head first, and so maybe could have had somebody kind of pile on top of him a bit there. He is a lot tougher than I am, though, as he's already back on his feet, walking to the sideline. But it looked like Merchant quickly went over, took a couple tosses. Yep, Rondy's still coming off the field. So the sophomore Grayson Merchant is going to be back in at quarterback. But the good news for Yellowjacket fans, he's played a lot of quarterback this year. Started 3 games. So he is a sophomore, but he is experienced, and he is an excellent athlete. He's in the gun. Here comes the first look at the sophomore, 2nd down and 5. They're going to pitch it to Bratsky on a little shovel pass there. He's going to have first down yardage. Landon Bratsky does not look like a freshman running the football out there for the Yellowjackets. Still waiting for him to move the chains here, but it will be a first down near midfield for Ithaca. Gibson Rondy, again, a lot tougher than I am. He's only going to be out 1 play after taking that hard hit. He's back out there at quarterback, showing a whole lot of heart for his team. First down and 10 for the Yellowjackets. Changing the play at the line of scrimmage. There's 3 wide receivers to the far side of the field. Lined up here to the near side. It's Riley Guild with single coverage. They've been looking his way a lot when they've had that scenario. They go out to McMurphy. McMurphy's got to make a man miss. It's Buchholz with an open field tackle, using the sideline as the 12th defender to push McMurphy out of bounds. A pickup of 4 or 5, but again, second time here on this, well, the first series of downs that Ithaca had, they were able to pick up 5 yards on first down. Same thing here. Rondy yelling the play change to Eli Smith here on the near side. He's all alone with single coverage over here. Rondy dropping back. He wants to throw it out that way. It's going to be an out pass caught by Eli Smith. The ball is loose. Smith's able to dive on it. It'll turn, instead of a gain of 3 or 4, it's going to turn into a loss of 2. And he may have not even brought that one all the way in, but the way that play went, that was going to be a fumble, even if he was kind of fumbling the football, kind of bouncing the football around as he tried to bring in the catch. The second time we've seen the ball pop loose for Ithaca, that high and tight turnover battle. And that hasn't really cost them big time here yet. Actually, I guess that one right there cost them 4 or 5 yards. So the completion would have made it maybe 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. And now we're looking at 3rd and 9 as that ball popped backwards. 4 wide receivers again for Gibson Rondy. Bratsky in the backfield with them. They fake the handoff to the freshman, looking to throw. But again, Rondy's under pressure. He goes down in the backfield. With the sack is Caden Caribou. That's going to bring a 4th down and a mile for the Yellowjackets. They're going to have to punt this one away. The Laker defense has been phenomenal here in the first half. Every time Rondy drops back to throw, if he doesn't do that three-step drop and out, he is under pressure immediately. And it's not just one guy getting into the backfield. There has been Levi Wren in the backfield. I think Murdoch's been in the backfield. Jesse Wren's been in the back. Like, there's just been a bunch of guys back there creating havoc. Now Ronnie, or pardon me, it's Merchant out there. Now he's going to drop back to punt this one away. A little bit of pressure on the punt. It's blocked! It's blocked! It's blocked on the play by Christian Sanchez. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Lakers at the Yellowjacket 20-yard line on the blocked punt. Sanchez with the blocked punt. All the momentum now in the green of Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker as they will take over at the Ithaca 20-yard line. And that's the danger of doing that on those fourth down plays. If you're Ithaca, a lot of times it helps you because you won't have a returner back there for the opposing team. But Elkton Pigeon Bayport seemed like they were ready for that scenario. They have brought some very hard rushes. Both times we have seen Ithaca go to punt the football. So after going punt, touchdown on our first three drives, we've now had turnover on downs, and a blocked punt as the defense takes over in this ball game. Buchholz takes the handoff, pitches it out to Luke Good. Good wants to get the edge. He's going to pick up maybe 2 or 3 there on the play before he is brought down. Crawford in on the tackle for the Yellowjackets. Another one of those seniors playing his absolute heart out there, knowing they don't want this to be their last game. And the seniors for the Pigeon Bayport, Oliver Haley, Levi Wren, Logan Hurren, Luke Good, Caden Caribou, Tristan Sprague, along with Buchholz, the quarterback, who goes under center with an I formation behind him of Good and Sanchez. 2 wide receivers, one split out to each side for the quarterback, Buchholz. They fake 2 handoffs. Now want to throw it here in the flat. It's going to be complete. We've got a flag on the play. Refusing to go down is the receiver, Caribou. Where that flag was thrown, usually in the vicinity of holding. Kenny Daniels, Ben Monroe, Monty Perez across that defensive line have done a great job, that trio, creating some lanes to run. We'll have penalty going against the Lakers of Pigeon Bayport, so that will back them up here a couple yards. Do second down over again, most likely. 7:31 left to go until our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. We won't have this week in MHSA Sports with John Ross. Again, audio-only phone coverage here in this one. Is, I'll knock on Verizon here a little bit. My phone seems to have good enough connection. I'm not having any issues with the stream here, but when I went to turn on my super fancy Verizon broadband router, gave me the red light of death. Just could not pick up any signal for some reason. And so one of the problems with technology, it's awesome when it's awesome. Similar to the NFHS network camera not working here today. Talking with everybody from Pigeon Bayport Laker, they're like, man, we did everything we could. We can't figure out exactly what is going on. And I kind of feel their pain as I went over and connected to their Ethernet, and it was like, had signal for a moment, didn't have signal for a moment, had it for a moment, didn't have it for a moment. And so we're rolling with what we got here. Second down and 12 for the Lakers. Very important for the Yellowjackets to do something defensively here. Pitch goes to Good. Now he's going to throw it. They got a wide open receiver downfield. It's caught at the 5. Into the end zone for the touchdown is Lucas Wainer. They pull out the trick play. It's a touchdown from Good to Wainer. And the Bayport Lakers go up 13-0 on the trick play. 7:24 left to go, second quarter. Out there for the extra point is Mr. Lucas Wainer. So he just scored the touchdown. Now a chance to kick the EP as well. It's a very high kick. Short goalpost. It is good. 14-0. Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker with the lead. There is 7:24 left to go here in the second quarter. And right now for the Ithaca Yellowjackets, I feel like you've got to get the running game going here on this next drive. Every time Rondy's dropped back to throw, and it hasn't been just a quick out throw, he's been pressured in the backfield very, very quickly. the few times that you've had a second and long or third and long, Rondy just simply hasn't had enough time for a receiver to get open that far downfield. Give a lot of credit to that Laker defense, in particular up front, with how strong they have been. 7:24 left to go, second quarter. 14-0, Bayport with the lead. But I will throw this caveat. Saginaw Novell was up 30-7 in the second half against Ithaca, and they came all the way back to win. They trailed big against Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary, came back to win that one 42-40 in overtime. So this Ithaca team is not scared to beat down, but this is now a district championship football team. You're playing one of the top teams in the States. You got to make something happen here offensively if you are Ithaca. So Wayner just caught the touchdown, kicked the extra point. Now he's out there for the kickoff. It's Connor McMurphy and Eli Smith back deep to receive the kick. Here comes the boot. It's going to be a really high kick. It's going to take a bounce at the 15-yard line. McMurphy's going to catch it on the bit of a run. Gets outside the 20-yard line to the 24 before he is brought down. And this is danger zone mode right here. If you are the Ithaca Yellowjackets, there's 7:20 left to go in the second quarter. You're going to get the ball to start the second half. And so this game, the momentum could shift to the Yellowjackets very, very quickly. But I think what you cannot do here if you're Ithaca, you cannot have another turnover. You can't go 3 and out. I said turnover, block punt, I should say. Landon Bratsky, Gibson Rondy in the backfield. Lone wide receiver to the far side of the field is Eli Smith. 3 wide receivers bunched up here to the near side. Rondy's going to drop the football. He dives on it at the last second. That is the third time the Yellowjackets have put the ball on the turf here in the first half. You are not going to win a district championship game that way. The last time it maybe caused them 5 or 6 yards on a series of downs. This time it's going to cost them 4 yards and a play here. 2nd down and 14. Wide receivers to the far side of the field, Devin Fisher and Eli Smith. Here to the near side, it's McMurphy and Gilt. Rondy wants to roll the far side, but again, he's under pressure immediately. Throws down, caught by Bratsky. He's got first down yardage. What a play from Gibson Rondy. The freshman Bratsky stays on his feet to pick up a couple extra yards. But what a play from Gibson Rondy. He was under pressure immediately, used his speed to get away from the defender in the backfield, was able to somehow square his shoulders, hit a moving Landon Bratsky on the run. Bratsky gets first down yardage. Big time there, response there from the Yellowjackets. They're still down 14-0, but their offense with a little sign of life here on the nice play from Rondy. But you got to start taking care of that pressure in the backfield. You got a timeout on the play, I believe, coming from the officials here. 6:36. There's a flag down on the far side of the field. 6:36 left to go in our second quarter. The Lakers lead it 14-0. We're going to have a penalty going against Ithaca. So you pick up the big first down, and now you're going to end up with a first down and 25, I believe, as that was an unsportsmanlike conduct. This seems like it's 2 very evenly matched teams, but right now Ithaca's made a few more mistakes than Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker, and then big plays, turnovers. You got the one big play, the 57-yard touchdown to Luke Good, then the one essentially turnover is the block punt going against Ithaca. That is the 14-point difference in this game right now. These are 2 evenly matched teams, but right now Bayport is playing a bit cleaner of a game. Gild and Fisher lined up at wide receiver to the far side, or actually, pardon me, it might be Gild lined up at tight end that way. To the near side here at wide receiver, it's Connor McMurphy in the slot. Eli Smith lined up wide. Riley Gild in the backfield with his hands right now in the quarterback sleeve, waiting for the first down chains to get set. And so this is actually, it should be 1st and 25, I would think, but instead it's going to be 1st down and 10. It's just going to cost the Yellowjackets yardage wise, and so it occurred after the play. But hey, if you're Ithaca, you'll actually take this one here because you still got a 1st down and 10 set here. Nice move from Bratsky at the line of scrimmage. Another nice move. He gets out to the 34-yard line. Again, if you're looking at things, just watching the scoreboard, wait, hang on, what happened there? So Yellowjackets picked up a 1st down. It It was a 15-yard penalty. They marked it back, but didn't have it be first down and 25. Second down and very short this is going to be now for the Yellowjackets. 6:15 left to go, second quarter. And they're actually, I think, telling them it's a first down here. And so they will move the chains. It will be a first down for Ithaca. They've picked up a couple already on this drive, but it hasn't really moved them anywhere because of the penalty. Riley Guild in the backfield, in the gun. Got 4 wide receivers, but they're now lined up tight to the formation. Roddy wants to throw. He finally has some time to throw, but there's nobody open. Zings it out here to Fisher. He's going to be caught, but he's brought down immediately. Big-time play out there from Cade Weisenbaugh on the tackle. Weisenbaugh played that perfectly right there. He let the guy make the catch, but as soon as he brought it in, he came up and tackled him right away. That's how you want your guys to play defensive back. If they're going to make a nice throw a nice route, sometimes they're going to complete passes, but you want to be there as soon as they catch it. That was a great play there from Mr. Weisenbaugh on the hit. 3 wide receivers stacked to the far side, 2 to the near side. Man in motion is Bratsky. He gets the handoff. He's going to trip in the backfield. And there's another one of those small mistakes from Ithaca that are really starting to pile up right now and be the difference in this ball game. Third down, as you hear from the back of the booth, the old turf monster got him, and that's what happened to Bratsky there that time. And this is just a beautiful field here at Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker School. It said the all grass, it's flat. They don't got that little bit of berm in the middle there. It is just very, very nice. Third down and 6, a huge play here for the Yellowjackets. I feel momentum-wise, they really need to pick this up. Rondi wants to throw. He's under pressure. Now rolls out. Gets away from the defender. Rolls out to the far side of the field. Now he slings it downfield. It's going to be incomplete looking for Fisher. Ooh, boy. Rondi had a chance to possibly run that ball there as he rolled out to the far side of the field. May have had Eli Smith short, but he goes long. Just a little too tall. It's now 4th down and 6 on the play. Rondi trots back in. And the last time we saw them try and punt it out of the shotgun, Bayport Laker was able to block it. Here we go. Rondi's lining up in the gun like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 6. 4:39 left to go, second quarter. The Yellowjackets trail at 14-0. Putting a lot on the line here if they go for it. Rondi looks to the sideline. Are they going to change the play or possibly call a timeout here? They do change the play. The crowd is loud here at Bayport Laker. They got to snap it in a hurry, and they will not snap it in time. That will be a delay of game. And so I think if you're Ithaca there, you're kind of holding the timeout knowing you're going to punt it anyway. Is 5 yards going to be a big difference? And after the punt block on the shotgun punt the last time from Ithaca, I imagine we'll see Ithaca in a more traditional punting formation here in this situation. But Ithaca has had a couple fumbles. They haven't gone to the other team. Also been a couple trips out there, had a drop out there as well. That's the difference in the game right now. This is a very even game. You've got the one huge play, the 57-yard touchdown, Buchholz to Luke Good, and then you've got the block punt. Other than that, these two teams are very, very evenly matched and having a difficult time moving the ball on offense. Another play to think about, Connor McMurphy almost coming up with the interception that surely would have gone to the house. Ithaca's back in that gun, but it is Grayson Merchant out there at quarterback. I imagine we'll see him drop back to punt this one away. But again, the Lakers brought a lot of pressure last time. We'll see if they do so again here this time. He drops a little bit further back. They don't bring the pressure this time. It's a very short punt. Fair catch called for by Weisenbaugh at the 35-yard line. And so these are the possessions right now for Ithaca. They went 9 plays. They had a 4th down conversion on their first drive of the game. They punted away. Second drive, 9 plays, picked up a couple first downs, had a turnover on downs. Next drive, 5 plays, picked up 1 first down and had the punt block. This last drive, 6 plays, 2 first downs, and a punt. And Ithaca's been able to move it a bit. They haven't been stalled out. But a drop here or there, a fumble here or there, some mistakes of the turf monster have kind of cost them a couple possessions here, possibly some points here in the first half. Buchholz with the run, nowhere to go In on the play, Mr. Ben Monroe. And if Monroe gets a hold of you, you are not going to go anywhere. And there might be a flag on the play as well. No, pardon me. Bayport's got it. Taking over at this one at their own 35-yard line. Second down and 9 coming up. The Ithaca defense has been pretty solid other than that 57-yard touchdown to Mr. Luke Good. In the backfield, it's Buchholz along with Sanchez. Buchholz is going to run this one all the way up the middle. Kenny Daniels gets a hand on him to slow him down a little bit, allow Brogan Butt come in and make the play along with Braden Chatfield. Third down coming up. Maybe a quality spot if you are a Laker fan. Could have been maybe third down and 6 or 7. It's going to be third down, long 4, maybe 5 here. 3:31 left to go, second quarter. The Lakers of Elkton Pigeon Bayport lead Ithaca 14-0. This is a big third down right now for Ithaca. If you can keep them short here, Bayport will probably punt this one back to you and give you a chance to score before the half. But if the Lakers pick up this first down, they're going to be feeling, hey, we're going into the half at least up 14-0. Buchholz sends a man in motion. He takes the shotgun snap. Rolling out to the right side. He wants to run it all the way. Guild is going to blast him on the sideline. It's going to be very close to first down yardage. It will depend on the spot. With the way they've moved the chains today, I think they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt here. Goes very, very close to the sideline. And we've got a flag down that is going to back up Bayport. And again, those are the flags that Bayport has avoided here in the first half. Where say the mistakes they've avoided, where Ithaca's had a few of those mistakes. And that will be a hold that's going to back things up here for Bayport. So instead of third down and 3, I think we're going to be doing second down over again. Again, that was a great play on the far sideline from Riley Gill to chase down the speedy Buchholz on the play. Third down, 14 yards to go. And again, if you're Ithaca, you get this stop here, you're going to have a chance for your offense to go back out on the field and maybe make something happen before the end of the half. And then you can come out, get the ball in the second half to try and tie the game. That is the dream scenario right now if you're the Yellowjackets. If you're the Lakers, you pick up this first down, you're going to start to feel really comfortable. Buchholz wants to throw. He's got time in the pocket. He slings it downfield. It's going to be incomplete. What a play from Connor McMurphy. As soon as Weisenbaugh got his hands on it, McMurphy came in and laid the hammer. Weisenbaugh, there was no way he was going to be able to come up with that football. That was a great play from Connor McMurphy. It's going to bring up fourth down and long, and Bayport is going to have to punt this one away. This will be Bayport's first punt since their first drive of the game. Since then, they've gone touchdown, turnover on downs, touchdown. Back deep to receive the kick, Eli Smith, Connor McMurphy. Right now, if you're a Yellow Jacket fan, you're just waiting, hoping for something to happen here in this one, positive offensively. A little bit of pressure on the kick. It's a solid boot towards the far sideline. Eli Smith is going to call for a fair catch, and he will make it at the 40-yard line. And so the Yellow Jacket defense holds again. Again, the Yellow Jacket defense, in my opinion, they've been really solid here in the first half. They gave up that 57-yard touchdown toss from Luke Good from Buchholz. Other than that, the other touchdown they gave was a trick play from Luke Good to Wayner, and that drive started at the Ithaca 20-yard line via a blocked punt. So if you're Ithaca, you make something happen here offensively. You get the ball to start the second half. Woo, you can make it happen. Actually, we've got a penalty on the play, so the punt is going to be a redo, and why not? If you're Ithaca, you're going to give yourself a chance to return this one again with the very, very dangerous Eli Smith and Connor McMurphy back there ready to take it. And they're going to keep backing him up. The punter is now going to be standing at his own 10-yard line when he boots this one away. Again, that's how big that defensive stop was for Ithaca. They're now going to get it back, possibly great field position with a chance to close the gap here before halftime, and Ithaca will get the ball to start the second half. Got a chance to flip momentum here against the home team. It's McMurphy, Eli Smith back deep to receive the punt. Ready to boot this one away is good. It'll be a really high kick. And it's going to take a great Laker roll. You hear the press box go wild because what a turn. It is going to be a difference of 10, 20, 30 yards of field position there on that play. And I'll say it again, that's the way the balls are bouncing here in the first half. These are two very evenly matched teams, but a couple mistakes from Ithaca, a couple balls bouncing Elkton, Pigeon, Bayport Lakers' way has them up 14-0 here in the district championship game. And I think we're already going to have two games next week no matter what. Friday night, the undefeated Mount Pleasant Oilers take on East Grand Rapids. Saturday, Beale City at Harbor Beach. Ooh, boy, almost like a state finals game right there in the regional final. Ball's going to be batted down at the line of scrimmage. What a play from Caden Caribou. That is textbook defensive line play right there. You can't get to the quarterback. Get your hands up. Caribou did exactly that right there. 14-0 remains the score. Again, if you are Ithaca, you just need something to cheer for at this point. You are still right in the game, but everything has gone the way of Elkton, Pigeon, Bayport Laker here in this one. Riley Guild lined up at wide receiver to the near side. They've got trips to the far side. It's an empty set. Now they're going to move Bratsky into the backfield, move McMurphy here to the near side. More traditional, 4 wide, 2 on each side for Rondi. Drops back, looking to throw. He's got some time. It's going to be incomplete. Overthrown near the first down marker on the far side of the field. Looking for Grayson Merchant on the play. It's incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Another issue right now, if you're Ithaca, backed up inside your own 20. If you're Bayport, you're starting to think, well, now can we get the ball back and have time to score again? Because they've gone to the air twice, 2 incompletions. Not much clock has moved on this possession. Rondi's in the gun. 3 wide to the near side. In the slot, it's Grayson Merchant. On the outside of him, Connor McMurphy. On the outside of him, Riley Guild. 1-on-1 on the far side with Eli Smith. Rondi rolling to the right. He wants to throw. He's got a man. It's McMurphy. It's underthrown a bit. Incomplete on 3rd down and long. Out there on coverage once again, Mr. Cade Weisenbaugh. Boy, he has had a fantastic defensive first half of the defensive backfield. I have called his name a bunch. And now it's a definite punting situation here for the Yellowjackets. 4th down and 10 at their own 19. And if you're the Lakers, whoo, boy, you still got 2:09 left to work with. Again, their offense and Ithaca's offense haven't moved it well other than that one big play, Luke Good's 57-yard touchdown. And do you bring pressure here if you're Bayport Laker? You know the scenario here. They're going to drop back the kicker. You've been able to get in the backfield even when they've tried to throw the ball here. Let's see how far back Merchant drops back. This is a dangerous situation here if you're Ithaca. They're able to block this one. They do get the punt off. The wind is going to catch a hold of it. Weisenbaugh makes a fair catch in Ithaca territory. Say offense, but since then, it's been Buchholz running the show. Going to throw it out here to the near side to Luke Good. He's going to be blasted immediately. I think after they got that big play on that set there where you got the quarterback rolling out, feel like Ithaca's kind of shaded another defender that way when they see that. That way it doesn't allow Good to just have one guy to beat and he goes to the end zone. Yeah, the Ithaca defense, in my opinion, has been very, very solid. It's the Ithaca offense that really needs to get something going here. Bayport comfortable with the clock running here, heading up for this 2nd down play. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 wide receiver to the far side. Buchholz sends a man in motion. Now 3 wide to here to the near side. Buchholz rolling that way. He's going to sling it over the middle. It's going to bounce to Good. It'll be incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long. 1:13 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Gates Drilling and Service halftime report heading up. And what's going to happen during this Gates Drilling and Service halftime report is I'm going to go through my drive chart, kind of run down things, and then I'm just going to have to put it on mute here for a couple minutes as I head down, maybe take a little bathroom break, and we'll be back to continue to get you set up for the second half. Maybe talk a little bit about the big wins last night from the Beale City Aggies and the Mount Pleasant Oilers. 3rd down and 12. 1:13 left to go in the first half. Ithaca needs another defensive stand here. A little bit of miscommunication offensively here from Bayport, but they get the snap off. They want to throw the screen. It's a broken play all the way, but Buchholz throws it downfield. It's knocked away by Eli Smith. We've got some late flags coming in. Could it be a late hit on Buchholz going to the sideline, or is it possibly going to be a hold? It came in from the near side of the field, way away from the play. And it would be a 4th down play. It is going to be a penalty going against Bayport. And so I don't know if they're going to wait. Man, you might as well wave this one off here if you're Coach Esbrook. Actually, as I say that, where Bayport is on the field, how good their defense has played, you could think about going for a 4th and 12 here, in my opinion. It will be declined to bring up 4th down. So I imagine the Lakers will punt it away here. But again, the way your defense is played, you could get risky here if you're Coach Spearing, if you really, really wanted it to. And this is where Ithaca becomes very, very dangerous with McMurphy, Eli Smith, both back deep to receive the kick. Here comes the boot. It's going to be high, not returnable. It'll be down at the 14-yard line. And if you're Bayport, it's one of those you might as well just think about standing over the football like a campfire and see how much time to let run off the clock. 56 seconds is how much time the Yellowjackets have, but they've got a whole lot of real estate to cover. Brought to you by my friends Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. But it's been a defensive battle here in the first half between Ithaca and Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker. 5 3-and-outs in this first half combined between these two teams. 3 from Ithaca, I think 2 now from Bayport Laker. It's going to be a run for Rondi here to the near side. He is slippery when he runs the football, gets through a couple defenders, stays on his feet. Now he's going to get in the open field. Great job by Weisenbaugh hanging on to him. I have called Cade Weisenbaugh's name a bunch here in this first half, and he just made the biggest tackle maybe of the season for Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker, because if he doesn't bring him down, Rondi might have turned on the Jets and go to the end zone, but a big-time play there from Weisenbaugh to hang on to Rondi so some of his teammates could help come in and clean it up. First time you've seen some life from the Ithaca offense in quite some time. Rondi's got a lot of time. He wants to go long. His double coverage out there. It's intercepted. No, it's going to be dropped by Weisenbaugh. He's had such a great first half, though. I'm not going to knock him for not coming up with that INT. 2nd down and 10 now coming up for the Yellowjackets. The big run from Gibson Rondi had everybody excited. Then they look to go long. It's not there. 27 seconds left until halftime. But Rondi showing how dangerous he can be running the football there as he trots back in with the play. 14-0 to score. Much love going out to our friends. Genus Mechanical, hanging by a thread, Pure Plumbing, All Seasons Fireworks, WW Construction, The Diner, Block Electric, and Brickner, Buckner, Farm Bureau Insurance Group. 3 wide to the far side, 2 to the near side here. Empty set for Gibson Rondi. Now McMurphy goes in motion. They fake it to him. There's pressure immediately. It's got to be thrown. It's going to be caught by Riley Guild for a first down. What a play from Rondi to buy time, and then finally find Guild. But there's just 19 seconds remaining in quarter number 2, and Ithaca's still got a long ways to go to even get in field goal range here. Timeout from the Yellowjackets. Allow me to thank some more of our great sponsors: Dick Silva Auto Sales, Powell Frame and Collision, Bogwai Banga and Bradley, Martinez Lawn Care, your Red Wing and Irish Setter headquarters, CNC Enterprises in Mount Pleasant, along with all things Carhartt. You need that Carhartt gear going out deer hunting, starting at work in the winter. Go see CNC Enterprises. Also, much love J&J Auto, Blockco Pools and Spas, Konowinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, ENS Graphics, along with Mount Pleasant Automotive, our friends Dance Again, Dress Consignment Shop in Wademan. If you think you need to head somewhere far to go get your snowball dress, that is not the case. Just go see Kara and the crew at Dress Consignment Shop in Wademan at Dance Again. First down and 10 for Ithaca. They've got it at the Bayport 45-yard line. They only have 44-yard line. They only have 19 seconds left to go. Lined up to the far side of the field in a trip stacked formation, it's Eli Smith. it is Connor McMurphy, and it is Mr. Grayson Merchant. Here to the near side, it's Riley Guild. Ronnie dropping back, wanting to throw. Again, he's flushed from the pocket. We've got a holding penalty coming in. They do get the throw off to Bratsky. He's going to be brought down, but that holding penalty is going to back him up even more. There's only 8 seconds left to go here in quarter number 2. And it will be a holding penalty that will back up Ithaca. Boy, this defensive front from Bayport has just been in the backfield this entire first half, really bothering Gibson Rondy. Again, if Rondy goes to like a 3-set or a 3-drop step, a 3-drop throw and makes it right away, he's able to make something happen. But when the coverage is there and he's got to flush one way or the other way, it is just a great game plan from Bayport to not allow Rondy to get out of the pocket and find any type of running lane. 1st and 20, now back in Ithaca territory here, back across the 50 for this play. Clock moving. This will be the final play of the first half here for Rondy. Again, he's under pressure, rolling out to the far side of the field. It's going to be another hold. He will launch it towards the end zone. It's going to flutter up there. It's going to be caught by Guild, but he'll be tackled on the play. And so I imagine this will bring us to the end of the first half. 14-0, Bayport Laker. Wait to see if you're Bayport. I imagine you're going to decline this. That will bring us to the end of the first half. What a defensive first half for the Lakers of Elkton, Pigeon, Bayport Laker. Wow, they have been great. Well, let's head on into our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. We usually send it out to the commercial here, but no, we're keeping it right here. Again, I'll knock on Verizon. For some reason, my phone, perfect connection to go live here. My fancy router, about $400 router, a couple $100 a month. For some reason, that no signal here. Again, shout out to the local Verizon guys. They're doing everything they can to try and set me up, but a little frustrating. Again, that's the technology problem. It is great until it doesn't work, and all you can do is kind of throw up your hands and pray and hope that something happens. Run through that drive chart here. There was a lot of possessions in that first half. Starting things off, Bayport Laker got the ball at their own 25-yard line. 3 plays and out. A great start for the Ithaca defense. Yellowjackets took over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Had a big 4th down conversion on their first drive of the game. Gibson Rondy connecting with Riley Gill for that 4th down conversion, but they ultimately had to punt it away right around the 50-yard line or so. That's where Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker took over for the second drive at their own 25-yard line. First play of that drive was a connection from Buchholz to Luke Good on the sideline, a little option run throw for the quarterback. Second play, Buchholz ran it for 8 yards. The third play, they hit Good. He went 57 yards for the touchdown. A great block from his fellow wide receiver to help spring him for that. Ithaca then took over their own 40-yard line with 5:32 left to go in the first quarter, down 7-0, and ran 9 plays, picked up a couple first downs, but ultimately stalled out at the Bayport 31-yard line with a turnover on downs. For Bayport took over, obviously, their own 31. They were able to move it into Yellowjacket territory. 10 plays, they picked up 2 first downs. Riley Guild, Weber Brothers Sawmill, timber of the game stuff. 2 tackles for loss. 1 on 3rd down, 1 on 4th down to force a turnover on downs. Ithaca then had at their own 38-yard line. Picked up a first down, but then they kind of stalled out, and they had the punt blocked. It took a roll for Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker as well. And so Bayport took over at the Ithaca 20-yard line. They ran a trick play. They pitched it out to Luke Good. He threw it downfield to Lucas Wainert for the catch. Extra point was good. That put Bayport Laker up 14-0. And then after that, it was punt, 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 punt. You had, 3 and outs essentially to end that first half, along with that kind of sloppy drive there for the Yellowjackets to bring us to halftime. Our score, 14 for the Lakers, 0 for the Yellowjackets. This is usually where I would send it off to This Week in MHSA Sports with John Ross, but that ain't the case right now. 12:30 on the clock here. They'll add another 3 minutes to that for the players to stretch. The boy's going to take himself a bathroom break. We'll be back with a little bit more halftime coverage. When I come back, we're going to talk about the games that we had last night. Mount Pleasant absolutely blasting Gaylord, and Beale City blasting Saginaw Novell. It's audio-only phone coverage game here over at Elkton Pigeon Bayport Lakers Schools. The Yellowjackets trail the home Lakers 14-0 at the half. Boy, take a little break here. We'll be back in a few with more of our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Welcome back to it, or welcome back, your boy here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Audio-only phone coverage today. I'll continue to give them credit here at Elkton, Pigeon, Bayport, Laker, doing everything they can to get that NFHS network camera working, but, well, not working. Tried to get my feed going today. Well, not working. Just kind of joking with the AD here, Mr. Cormier. Just kind of, technology's awesome when it's awesome, but when it doesn't go good, well, sometimes it's trouble. But as I said, when I came back on, I was going to talk to you about what happened last night in the Mid-Michigan area for high school football. We have two district champion undefeated teams in the Beale City Aggies and the Mount Pleasant Oilers. Both 11-0, both winning district championships at home. Difference next week. Mount Pleasant will remain at home versus East Grand Rapids. Beale City is going to have about another hour trek than we had today as we'll head over to the Huron side of, well, I guess it's all the Huron side of the thumb, but the far side of the thumb, the east side of the thumb, as Beale City will be at Harbor Beach. That is a 1 o'clock kickoff next Saturday. Plan on being there for the action, and as of right now, planning on being at Mount Pleasant Friday night for the action as well, as the Oilers take on East Grand Rapids. And talking with former Superintendent Will Chillman from Beale City Public Schools, he's now at Harbor Beach Schools. He said he really had hoped that this matchup would have happened last year, but it was Fowler nabbing Harbor Beach in the regional final to move on to the state semifinals that saw Beale City take on Fowler last year. But what a matchup that is going to be with Harbor Beach and Beale City. The other matchup on that side of the bracket in Division 8 is going to be Bark River Harris and Maple City Glen Lake. Glen Lake will be a big favorite in that game, and whoever wins between Harbor Beach and Beale City, you'd probably call them a 3 to 4 touchdown favorite over the winner of the other region. But again, switching things up, and Sacred Heart coming into the 8-man playoffs kind of, brought Beale City south. I could say that. And you had West Iron County getting in with a 4-4 record up in the UP, kind of bounced Beale City south as well. Because again, last year in this scenario, you would have had Beale City going to Maple City Glen Lake and then to Iron Mountain for that district championship and that regional championship. But last night, they were able to blast Saginaw Novell. 41-13 was the final. Zaid Batchel, their baller of the game, and that one was Garrison Zucker, had 2 touchdown catches. He had 2 huge runs. He was fantastic defensively, helping lead the way for the Aggies to move to 11-0 on the year. And as we went from the third to the fourth quarter in that game, if you go read things last night, going from that third to fourth quarter, big shout to Jason Bubba McLean, one of the Mount Pleasant coaches. Their game was already over as we were heading to the fourth quarter in Beale City because they absolutely boat raced Gaylord last night. It was talked about all over the state. 10-0 Gaylord, 10-0 Mount Pleasant, matchup of undefeated teams. What a great game it's going to be. And Mount Pleasant came out and absolutely boat raced them early. I had Mike Verlager texting me updates. I don't even think he could keep up. It was 7-0. It was 13-0. It was 20-0. It was 27-0. It happened so fast. Going into the half of 10-0 Mount Pleasant versus 10-0 Gaylord, it was 42-0 Oilers with the lead. They were able to just run that clock in the second half. Went on to win that battle of unbeatens 42-0. And now it looks like we could have a big-time defensive showdown this next week because East Grand Rapids, they shut out Coopersville in their district final. They didn't put up as many points as the Oilers did. They won that one 17-0, and so that'll be the matchup with the Oilers next week, taking on East Grand Rapids. And another local team that was victorious last night was the Midland Dow Chargers. They bested East Lansing at 17-12. I can't even remember the score. Again, I've got my phone up on the Facebook feed, so I can't check them like I normally would. But now it's going to be a huge test for Midland Dow as they take on just a powerhouse for every sport in Orchard Lake St. Mary's. And that's one of those schools, they're Division I for everything except football. I feel like they should have to opt up from that D2 to that T1. And also, another local team that was victorious last night, the Montebello Mustangs won a regional championship. Well, it's just districts for 11-man football. It's already regionals for 8-man football. It's just 16 teams get in there. And so winning that regional final last night was Montebello. They're in the state semifinals for the 8-man Division I football. They will play Norway at a neutral site next week, but I think we've already got our schedule wrapped up for next week. Mount Pleasant hosting East Grand Rapids on Friday, Beale City at Harbor Beach on Saturday, pending MHSA approval, pending athletic director approval, and also see what happens here with the Yellowjackets in the second half as well, as they trail 14-0 against Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker, but they will get the ball to start the second half. And you got the feeling, if you're Ithaca, you just need that one play to kind of crack things open and give you a little bit momentum. It seems like every time they're on the precipice of making that big play, there ends up being a fumbled snap, a tripped up ball carrier in the backfield, a dropped pass, a fumble. It's been that type of day for Ithaca, but they've been a second half team all year long. See what they can do offensively coming out here to start half number 2. Gibson Rondi on the far sideline over there by the track, throwing some warm-up passes right now. Ithaca's out ready to receive the kick. Back deep to receive the kick. You've got Grayson Merchant as the up man around the 20-yard line. Eli Smith, Connor McMurphy fading back towards that 10-yard line. Out there for the kick is going to be Lucas Wayner. Caden Caribou, Cade Weisenbaugh, Luke Good, Buchholz, Sanchez, Murdoch have been some of the top players in the first half for Bayport Laker. 14-0 our score. Here we go in the second half. Say it again, the Yellowjackets have been a second half team all year long. Here we go. Here comes the boot. It's going to be fielded by Connor McMurphy just outside the 10-yard line. Tries to find some room here to the near side. Is going to be brought down by Matt Murdoch on the play. Feel kind of smart mentioning his name, and then he comes out and makes the tackle. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Yellowjackets. Again, you don't have to score here if you're Ithaca. Your defense has really kept you in this ball game. But at some point, you're going to need a big play. You're going to need to start really moving it on offense. We'll see if the Yellowjackets, Coach Hetchbrook and the crew, had any adjustments at halftime. And in particular, you need to protect Gibson Rondi when he drops back to throw. It's going to be a run all the way for Rondi. Nice block from the running back to clear some space. It's going to be first down yardage, very close to it for Gibson Rondi, but a big block from Landon Bratsky. And that'll be one play, one first down, and maybe that's what you do here if you're Ithaca. You come at it with Rondi and kind of run it right at him. Across that offensive line, it's Perez, Daniel, Schenkel, McDade, and Monroe. Catching the ball, Smith, Fisher, Guild, McMurphy, Merchant, Crawford, and Bratsky. It's a junior star quarterback, Gibson Rondi, in the shotgun with an empty set. Quick throw out here at the near side for the wide receiver screen. It's going to be dropped by Connor McMurphy. He would have had a defender, Matt Murdoch, bearing down on him right away, but if he's able to get away from Murdoch, he would have had a couple of blockers out ahead of him, and there's another one of those small mistakes that continue to cost Ithaca momentum and yardage here in this ballgame. Gibson Rondi to the sideline, trotting back in. He's got that right hand inside that quarterback sleeve around his waist, trying to keep it warm. Connor McMurphy lined up in the slot to the left of Rondi, to the far side of our view. To the near side here, lined up on the sideline, it's Mr. Riley Guild. He's been the go-to guy here. It's going to be a run all the way for Rondi. He's got to turn it inside immediately. He's going to pick up 6 or 7. But I like the game plan. We've seen 2 runs from Gibson Rondi on the first 3 plays of the second half. That could be key for the Yellowjackets starting to move the football, have more of a threat of Rondi running. And he's usually a threat to run once he drops back to pass, but the Lakers have had a great game plan. As soon as he tries to get out of the pocket, he has got somebody chasing him. Rondi looking to the sideline. They're changing the play. 3rd down and 3. Bratsky to the right of Gill. To the right of Rondi. It's going to be a run all the way for Rondi. He's got first down yardage. And so 3 of the 4 plays for Ithaca in the second half are Gibson Rondi toting the rock. And it has paid off as they are now in Laker territory. And Rondi's been kind of banged up with an ankle injury all year long. Great to see him run the football here in half number 2. It's going to be an empty set. 4 wide receivers to the far side of the field, stacked in a diamond. And now they're going to adjust here to the inside. 1 wide receiver to the right of Gibson-Rondi. It's Riley Gill. They throw it out to McMurphy. He's got to make a man miss in the backfield. He gets away from him. It's going to be a gain of 4 or 5 on the play. Eli Smith with a nice block to spring McMurphy there on the 5th play of the drive. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5. The Yellowjackets looking very solid here on this drive. Rondi running the football, a couple quick throws out to the flats as well. That's the one thing I don't think you want Rondi to do is drop back 3 steps, become stationary back there, because that's when the Lakers have been able to bring pressure. Couple guys in motion now for the Yellowjackets. 4 wide for Rondi. He wants to run this one all the way. He's got to turn it here to the near side. A bit of a broken play, but Rondi looks to use his speed and his strength. He pushes forward down to the 30-yard line. Big-time play there from Gibson-Rondi, and that is what you want to see from the quarterback running the football right there. Got to the outside, kind of like made a guy miss that was 4 or 5 yards away from him to create a little bit of space in the backfield, and then kind of squares up the defender and pushes him forward for an extra yard or 2 to make it 3rd and 1. Rondi, Bratsky in the backfield. 2 wide to each side for the junior Rondi. Now Bratsky goes from the left to the right. Imagine we're going to see him run it all the way here once again. Looks to pour it up the middle. He's got the 1st down as he crosses the 30-yard line. The Yellowjackets have ran 7 plays. They've picked up 3 first downs. This drive started at their own 24-yard line. They are now at the Laker 32-yard line. A whole lot of real estate covered out there, brought to you by our friends Joe Wentworth, Bryce Updegraff, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, and also make the joke, maybe this Ithaca offense is heating up like a Blockco pool and spa. Empty set again for Rondi. Bratsky kind of an up back off to his left. It's going to be a run all the way for Rondi. He makes a great move. Now he gets to the outside. Gets away from another man. Dances away from another guy. 1st down yardage down to the 15-yard line. What a run there from Gibson-Rondi. He continues to dazzle here on the first drive of the second half. And you start to wonder, where was this in the first half? But give credit to that Laker defense being able to bear down on him pretty much the entire time. 1st down and 10 at the 11. The Yellowjackets can still get a 1st down without getting into the end zone. What a drive to start the second half from Gibson-Rondi and the crew. 1 wide receiver here to the near side is Riley Gill. That's single coverage all the way that way. Rondi wants to run it, though, once again. He's going to be stood up in the backfield. Matt Murdoch back there once again. He continues to be great from his linebacker position. We have the 10th play of the drive coming up for the Yellowjackets. The first time on this drive, they've been put behind the sticks as Rondi has been great running the football. 2nd down and 11 from the 12. The Yellowjackets with their biggest threat to score here of the ball game in the red zone of Elton Pigeon Bayport Laker to start the second half. Single coverage again here on the near side with Riley Gill. You might have that slant open unless they fade a linebacker that way. They want to throw it that way. Gill catches it at the 10, looks to make a man miss. Dives towards the 5-yard line. He's going to be brought down there on the 10th play of the drive. It will be 3rd down coming up. And again, they can still pick up a 1st down without getting into the end zone. It's 3rd down and 5 at the 6-yard line. The clock is moving right now, though, as there's not a lot of incomplete passes on this drive. Over 4 minutes have been taken off the clock by the Yellowjackets on this drive. Same formation, 3 wide to the left for Rondi. Receiver here to the near side. It's going to be a ball on the ground, another fumble again. Everything continuing to bounce, those little plays, those little bounces continuing to go the way of the Laker. That's going to make it 4th down. Ooh, boy, you're going to go for it here if you're Coach Hesbrook. 14-0. I don't think you got any business trying to make it 14-3 with 7:37 left to go in quarter number 3. And also, start the game, we didn't see Tanner Laney with the kick either. Here comes not the ball game, but very close to it. 4th down and 5 from the 6th. In the shotgun, 4th and 7 from the 8. In the gun is Rondi. He's got 2 wide to each side. He's been able to run it well on this drive, but in these passing situations, there's been a lot of pressure from Bayport. Rondi's got to throw. He's under pressure. He's got to switch it back to the left. Now back to the right. Throws towards the end zone. Incomplete. Broken up in the end zone. There defensively, once again, was Mr. Caden Caribou. He has been unbelievable. It's a turnover on downs. Bayport Laker with the defensive stand, but they're going to take over deep in their own territory. If you're Ithaca, you force a 3-and-out, you're going to put yourself right back in good field position. But everything right now, the momentum staying in green. As you've got the green jerseys, the green pants out there for the Lakers, the Yellowjackets and the white jerseys and the yellow pants. Ball is on their own 7-yard line. This is a big defensive set here for the Yellowjackets. I feel like you got to get a 3-and-out in this situation. Buchholz takes a snap. It's a run all the way for the quarterback. He's going to get out near the 10-yard line. Pickup of 1 or so there. And right now, if you're Bayport Laker, you're feeling very, very comfortable. You finally had that bend. You've had some bend but don't break defense a couple times out there tonight. 2nd down and 8. I don't think we're going to see them try anything crazier. I wouldn't be surprised to see a run on 2nd down or run on 3rd down. And if they don't get it, maybe they feel comfortable punting this one back to Ithaca. But right now, if you're Bayport, you feel like if you don't make any big mistakes, you should be able to win this football game. It's going to be a low snap. Buchholz is able to get the handoff. It's going to be a tackle for loss in the backfield for the Yellowjackets as a bunch of Jackets swarm to the football in that one. Clock continues to move. We have already rolled through half of this 3rd quarter, moving much, much faster than the first half did. Again, I would not be surprised for the Lakers backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost to keep it on the ground here. Just kind of hold that 14-0 lead and let your defense continue to be outstanding. Got to watch out in the slot here to the near side is Luke Good. He's had the biggest play of the game, 57-yard touchdown catch, and he also threw a touchdown. They're rolling that way. They throw it out. It's going to be incomplete. Went right through the wickets of Caden Caribou. But Caribou's one of those guys that had such a big impact on this game. When he goes to the sideline, all the coaches are going to say is, hey, just get the next one. But that might be the first bounce, the first drop that has gone the way of the Yellowjackets here today. And credit to Bayport for taking advantage of those little plays and whatnot. It's going to be 4th down and 8. Punting situation here for Bayport from their own 9-yard line. But if you're Ithaca, yeah, you got turned away at the goal line, but now you get the defensive stop. What a game this has been. I always love these high school football games that are just nail-biters all the way through, and every next play could be the most important play of the game. Here comes the punt from the end zone. A lot of pressure put on. It's not blocked, though. Calling for a fair catch at the 44-yard line is Connor McMurphy. And so to start this second half, we had Ithaca go on a 12-play drive that stalled out at the Bayport 7-yard line. Bayport took over there. They went 3-and-out. They give it right back to Ithaca. If you're the Yellowjackets in the offense, you started moving it a bit the last drive. Now is the time to start to make it happen if you're Rondi and the crew. He's got an empty set once again. They move Bratsky in motion from the left of the line to the right of the line. They're going to be a throw. They're going long, looking for Guild. Triple coverage out there. It's going to be incomplete. We've got a flag coming in. Woo! That is going to make the press box up here very upset because it looked like some legs just got tied up out there. But if you're the official, you're reading that play, you see that receiver go down, you kind of have to throw that flag there, but possibly a tough call going against the Lakers. But now kind of 2 plays in a row where things have bounced the way of the Yellowjackets. And so maybe miss momentum changing from the green to the blue, white, and gold. We will see. 5:25 left 3rd quarter. 1st down and 10 for Ithaca. Have now got it at the Bayport 30-yard line. It's Bratsky. It's Gibson Rondi in the shotgun. Bratsky lined up to the right of the quarterback. Fake the handoff. It's going to be a run all the way for Rondi. He's got to make a man miss in the backfield. He does that, turns it up the sideline, keeps his feet in bounds for a couple extra yards. Again, you really see how slippery Gibson, or you hear how slippery Gibson Rondi is when he can actually get into the open field. And credit to Bayport, that's only going to be a gain of 4 on the play there. 2nd and 6 coming up for Ithaca. Rondi in the gun. She's got a tight end Schenkel out there now. 3 wide receivers. 2 to the far side of the field. 1 here to the near side is Eli Smith. They want to throw it. Quick throw over. Smith's going to be batted down at the line. Levi Wynn. Another name that I've called a bunch for this Bayport defense. With the stop there. Breaking that one up at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 6. 4 down territory here for the Yellowjackets. Lined up at wide receiver to the far side, it's going to be Trips with McMurphy. Merchant, Smith, here to the near side. It's Mr. Riley Guild. They look for Guild in these situations. Merchant going to run kind of the same play that we saw from Bayport earlier where he threatens the run, then has the throw on the flat, and it's another drop going against Ithaca. Oh my goodness, there have been a few big ones here today. We saw a bunch of drops a couple weeks ago in the Ithaca game. It's going to bring up 4th down, and you got to go for it here if you're the Yellowjackets. 4th and 6 in no man's land at the Bayport 36-yard line. Bayport looking to turn away Ithaca in Bayport territory for the 2nd time here in just a couple minutes. 4 wide for Gibson Rondi. 3-man rush, actually 5-man rush. It looks like maybe they'll bring 6. They bring 5 with a spy. Quick throw is going to be caught by Riley Gill. He breaks away from a man. He's going to go to the end zone. Touchdown, Riley Gill on the 5th play of the drive on the 36-yard catch and run. There is the play you have been waiting for if you are the Yellowjackets, and it finally comes with 5:04 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Rondi to Guild, the junior to senior connection. Guild with a huge broken tackle after he got away from the cornerback. He was able to take it to the end zone. There was nobody left out there defensively. And give credit to those defensive backs at Bayport who've been solid tackling all game long. That might be the first missed tackle from anybody in green out there today, but it will cost him. It's 14-7. And finally, the Yellowjackets get on the board, and now here to start this second half, the Yellowjackets have ran 17 plays to just 3 for Bayport. We'll see if the Ithaca defense can get another huge stop here to maybe get the ball back and try and tie things up. But it was coming down to the moment where I said it when they had the ball there. This is the drive. You kind of have to have this right now. You get the 36-yard touchdown. Gibson Rondi to Riley Gill. I want to say it was a 4th down as well, too. And so big time there. That's the 2nd time those guys have connected for a big conversion. This one going for the 36-yard touchdown. 14-7 our score. I said it earlier. This Ithaca team's been down a lot. They trailed Saginaw Novell 30-7 a few weeks ago. Came back to win that game 37-7. They were trailing Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary big. Came back to win that game 42-40 in overtime. So a team that is not afraid to be down, and maybe they now have momentum on their side for the first time here today. And it is the freshman Landon Bratsky out there kicking things off. Here we go. First time today you feel like the Ithaca sideline has more to cheer about than the Bayport sideline. 5:04 left in the 3rd quarter. The Lakers lead the Yellowjackets 14-7. District Championship football here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network in our Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Bratsky with a decent kick. It's going to be fielded at the 12-yard line. Turner looking for some room here to the near side. One tackle is broken. Another man makes miss. Eli Smith brings down the ball carrier. But a big-time effort out there from Storm's Ant. A good field position for Bayport to start this possession. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line, 33-yard line, we'll call it. And this is the most important possession of the game right now, in my opinion. It's 14-7. Lakers lead the Yellowjackets, but the Yellowjackets finally have some momentum. Will their defense be pumped up after the 36-yard touchdown from Riley Guild on the connection with Gibson Rondi? Here we go. Looks like they're showing a bit of a blitz there off the edge. We're going to be a reverse now. Trying to find some room now is going to be Mr. Weisenbaugh. He's going to be brought down after a gain of about 6 yards on the play. Eli Smith with the tackle there, and a big tackle from Eli Smith on the far side of the field. I love that play there from Coach Spearing from Bayport. You come out, you think, well, let's be solid. Let's just run one up the middle here after they get the touchdown. No, we're going with a trick play on you after you get the touchdown. It's good for 9 yards. Again, Eli Smith with a great job staying home on that reverse. Buchholz in the gun. Lined up next to him, Christian Sanchez. One wide receiver here to the near side. They're going to pitch it to Sanchez. He wants to get the outside edge. He's got a big blocking lane. He's across the 45, brought down at the 40. Grayson Merchant with the tackle. Big time blocking from Lucas Wayner. Wayner might be listed as a wide receiver, but boy, he can block like a tight end or a tackle. Big time blocking on the outside from Wayner to help spring that one. First down and 10 for Bayport. What a response from the Lakers after the touchdown from Ithaca. They now have it in Yellowjacket territory at the 38-yard line. First down and 10. Buchholz, Sanchez lining up in the gun once again. Wide receiver here to the near side remains the big man, Lucas Wayner. See if they run it that way again. They fake the handoff, pour it up the middle. Buchholz has got a solid carry. They're going to push the pile forward for first down yardage. Schenkel gets in there and help bring down the ball carrier, but they are still pushing it. It will be a first down, and I'll say it again. What a response from the Lakers. Ithaca goes down, gets the big touchdown. Do the Lakers hang their heads at all? No. They come out 3 plays, 2 first downs. They picked up about 45 yards, or about 40 yards here. Again, the old Spockman math, never the greatest. Need to get put back in, some remedial math class. Miss Bukovich out at Beale City, try and get things settled here. First down and 10 inside the Yellowjacket 30-yard line. 3:13 left in the third quarter. Same set with the big man Wayner lined up at wide receiver to the far side of the field. They're looking to run it that way. Same play we saw a couple plays ago that went for big yardage. We've got a flag coming in, but there's Riley Guild in the backfield. That would be Guild's third or fourth tackle for loss in this ball game, but the hold is going to back him up to a first down and 20. But Riley Guild, when you think about our Weber Brothers Sawmill of the game, our Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, and all those accolades, it's been the senior Guild defensively making plays as much as he can. And then you look at what he's done offensively. He's got the lone touchdown of the game. He's got a couple big third down, fourth down catches as well. 2:59 left, quarter number 3. If you're Ithaca, you've got to take advantage of this. Bayport Laker has not put themselves behind the sticks very many times today. They've been very solid, fundamental-wise. You now have them at a first down and 20. Very important for the Yellowjackets to come up with this stop here. Clock is moving. 2:44 left to go. Bayport breaks the huddle. They're going to have to really hurry to get the snap off here. Buchholz knows it, though, as he goes under center. Takes a snap. They fake the handoff. Buchholz wants the outside. Guild is giving chase. Guild's going to sling him down, but Buchholz is going to pick up 6 or 7 on the play. Again, Riley Guild continues to play absolutely unbelievable from his linebacker position. He had a blocker on and was able to shed the blocker, then turned on the Jets to be able to chase down Buchholz. It's going to bring up second down and 13. Credit to Buchholz being able to pick up 7 on that. So he had so much forward momentum. Ronnie was able to get a hold of him, but kind of had to put his foot in the ground, sling him towards the sideline. 14-7 is the score. Second down and 13 at the Yellowjacket 31. Jackets trail by 7. 2 wide receivers stacked to the near side. Yellowjackets fade another defender that way. They're going to run it here this way. Guild looking to set that edge once again. Looked like a hold, waiting for the flag. Throw is going to be incomplete. Throw was a little too low for good. It looked like there may have been a hold in the backfield. Riley Guild was bearing down on the quarterback and kind of threw the arms up like you see in a holding situation, and it will be a hold. And so it would be third down and 13 if they did not take the penalty. Instead, it's going to be second down and 23. And as I said moments ago, you have to take advantage of Bayport being backed up here if you're Ithaca. You have to get a stop on this series of downs. 14-7, Lakers with the lead over the Yellowjackets. 2:21 left to go in quarter number 3. Play coming in from the sideline. Buchholz not trotting over to the sideline. They're going to get the signals from the coaches. Again, play clock already down underneath 10 seconds here. I think Bayport's going to have to call a timeout here in this situation, and they do. 2:01 left to go in the third quarter. 14-7, Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker with the lead. Second down and 23. Timeout on the field. Those to say we'll keep it right here, but that's what we've done all day. Again, the phone connection going live was good, but my super fancy expensive router, nothing out here. Nothing out here at Bayport Laker High School. And so it's a little frustrating when my phone works, but the router is supposed to be better than the phone doesn't work. We'll get a hold of Verizon, get that worked out. But next week, back at Harbor Beach, if we continue to have any issues, we will do the broadcast here the same way, and I will shout out our title sponsors so many times because they're not up on the screen. Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, Woods Household Appliance, Weefrich Financial, Clark Modular Homes, The Bird All-American Grill, Bill's Custom Fab, Gates Drilling and Service, and we're coming to you from the Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Also love the J&J Auto, Blocko Pools and Spas. I could use a spa after this one, that is for sure. Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, ENS Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. Here comes the second down at 23. 3 wide receivers stacked near the line of scrimmage to the right for Buchholz. He fakes the handoff, wants to throw. Crawford bearing down on him. Throw is going to be caught by Weisenball. He loses the ball. It's going to be recovered by Ithaca. Ithaca is going to get the fumble recovery. Ithaca with the fumble recovery. They now have all the momentum. And I said it, you had to get a stop here. 14-7 remains the score. The Yellowjackets are going to take over with 2:16 left to go in quarter number 3. And for the first time this afternoon, you feel like Miss Momentum is fully dressed in a white jersey with yellow pants. Instead of wearing the all green, they'll have it at their own 35-yard line. 4 wide receivers here to the near side. Now a couple guys in motion. They're going to go back to a more traditional 4-wide set with 2 on each side for Gibson Rondi on the shotgun. Bratsky in the backfield with him. Run all the way for Rondi. He's going to pick up just a couple yards. I bring up the name Matt Murdoch once again as he brings down Gibson Rondi. He has been all over the field. Again, defensively, I've continued to call the name of Levi Wren, Matt Murdoch, Cade Weisenball. Luke Goods also made some great plays on both sides of the ball as well for the Lakers. 4 wide receivers again, kind of a diamond here to the near side of the field. We'll see if they shift back in motion as we saw on the last play. Rondi is going to take the snap, fakes it, now wants to go downfield on the pump and go. It's going to be intercepted! Intercepted by Waiter. Now he's going to go! He's going to go to the house! It's a pick 6 for Lucas Waiter! Touchdown, Bayport Laker! It is a pick 6 for Waiter. What a play. He sat on the route the entire time. As soon as the ball left Gibson Rondi's hands, you could see Waiter spring on it. He brings it up into the end zone for the touchdown. 20-7, Bayport Laker in front. Just when momentum was starting to go to the side of the Yellowjackets, Waiter says, not so fast, my friend, like Lee Corso, and gets the pick 6 to the house. What a play from Waiter and the Lakers. 20-7 the score out there for the extra point. It is up. It is good. 21-7 now our score with 1:31 left to go in quarter number 3. Ithaca is still very much in this game. I said it in the first half. I said it at the beginning of the second half. It seemed like things were maybe starting to bounce. Those, loose balls in basketball starting to bounce your way. But no, a big-time play from the junior, Lucas Wainer. And Wainer, he's caught a touchdown. He's now got a pick 6 for a touchdown. He's made some big plays on defense. And the blocking that he's made on the outside for the running backs has had a huge impact on this game. Again, if we're talking player of the game, Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, Zaid Batchelder Baller of the game, brought to you by Weefrich Financial. It's all about the senior Riley Guild and what he's done for the Yellowjackets here tonight. But Bayport Laker, if you're looking for a player of the game, Mr. Lucas Wayner, the junior, what an afternoon he is having. It's 21-7. Bayport Lakers with the lead. And guess who's out there for the kick? It's Wayner once again, as he is a Mr. Do-Everything right now for Elkton Pigeon Bayport. 21-7 the score with 1:31 left to go. Huge momentum shift there. The Jackets had came out and scored. They recovered the fumble, then the INT for Wayner, and he takes it to the house. 21-7 the score. Here comes the kick from the aforementioned Wayner. He's going to boot this one into the end zone. McMurphy's going to catch it for a touchback. 1:30 left to go, third quarter. Is it do or die time for Ithaca? Not exactly, but it's right on the precipice. And if you're looking at a fuel gauge, or the win probability, you're right around 10%, a little bit lower right now for the Yellowjackets. You've got to make something happen, and you've got to make it happen in a hurry. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side for Gibson Rondi. Rolling to his left, quick throw out to Eli Smith. He is going to be hit by Weisenbaugh right away. Cade Weisenbaugh from his defensive back position has been extremely solid for this Bayport Laker team. And Buell's here on the near side. Doesn't seem like they've even thrown it a whole lot his way. Referees stop things for a moment. Now we're back set. 2nd down and 1. Rondi fakes one way, now wants to go the other way. Nobody's open. Now he's got a roll out. Quick throw here to the near side. It's going to be caught by Devin Fisher for first down yardage. 2 plays, 1 first down. It's what you want to do if you're Ithaca. But again, the situation now, you are working against the clock as we're under a minute remaining here in quarter number 3. The Lakers lead the Jackets 21-7. Bratsky lined up as kind of an up-back tight end. Rondi rolls out, looks to throw. What a catch from Eli Smith at the 50-yard line. What a play. Again, Weisenbaugh made a nice defensive play there. Eli Smith went up and caught that, but Weisenbaugh right there to bring him down as soon as he caught it. Clock will continue to run as soon as they get the chain set. There's 37 seconds left to go in the third quarter. The Yellowjackets have it right at midfield. 2 wide to the near side, 2 wide to the far side for Gibson Rondi. He's going to run this one all the way up the middle. He's got a big hole. First down, now cuts it to the outside. Brings it down to the 30-yard line. A 20-yard run for Gibson Rondi. One of the biggest offensive plays of the day for the Yellowjackets. Again, they're moving the football a little bit here on this drive, but they're going to have to get into the end zone here, and the INT thrown moments ago is still going to loom large. $20 seconds left to go in quarter number 3. Yellowjackets have it at the Bayport 29-yard line, threatening again here at the end of the third quarter. They fake the handoff to Bratsky. They want to go downfield. There's a man over the middle. Fisher catches it. He's brought down at the 6-yard line. What a throw from Gibson Rondi, and the Yellowjackets refuse to go away. Every time it looks like the Lakers are going to shut the door, Gibson Rondi continues to make another play offensively to keep the Yellowjackets in the game. 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Run for Rondi. Looks to find a hole. Floors forward. Looks to get into the end zone. Kind of fell on top of a couple guys. He's going to be brought down at the 1-yard line. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 1 for Ithaca. They trail 21-7. We are headed for a special fourth quarter here in this one. The Yellowjackets just hanging around, waiting for something positive to happen. Your boy's going to put it on mute here for a few seconds, get a drink of Dr. Pepper, maybe a peanut M&M. We'll be back with a fourth quarter here in just a moment. Much love to Mallett Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, Woods Household Appliance, Weefrich Financial, Clark Modular Homes, The Bird All-American Grill, Bill's Custom Fab, Gates Drilling and Service, and Barberry Law. Start of the fourth quarter. Second down and goal from the 1 for the Yellowjackets. It's Bratsky, it's Roddy in the backfield. Just 2 wide receivers out there, not 4, but you do have Riley Guild at tight end lined up to the left of Gibson Roddy. Roddy takes a shotgun snap, pours it up the middle. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Yellowjackets. That'll make it 21-13. But now that we're in the fourth quarter, this extra points have become a big deal. And I also mentioned senior kicker Tanner Lamy not out there kicking today for Ithaca. And again, connection issues trying to get going. Wasn't able to catch up with Coach Hesbert before this one to kind of get a report on that. But the freshman, Bratsky, out there for the extra point. Connor McMurphy out there on the hold. This is big here. And we're going to have a penalty. It's going to be an offsides. And now if you're Ithaca, do you think about going for 2 and making this a 6-point game? It does look like Rondi and the offense is heading back onto the field. And this makes every scenario in this game just a little bit more interesting. If Ithaca doesn't get it, they have to score and have to get a 2-point conversion. If they do get it, a TD puts them up. And again, when you don't have your senior kicker here today, you got the freshman kicking for you. You want to kick as little as you can, I would imagine. Shotgun look for Mr. Rondi. Wide receiver here to the near side is Fisher. Bratsky goes from his left to his right. Here comes the 2-point conversion attempt. Rondi trying to pour forward. He's in! That'll make it 21-15. And the cardiac Yellowjackets, I'm going to make that joke, stay in it. I'm going to bring this up again, much to the dismay of the press box up here. They were down 30-7 versus Saginaw Novell. Came back and win. They trailed big versus Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary earlier in the year. Came back to win that one 42-40 in overtime. But every time the Yellowjackets have garnered some momentum, the Lakers of Elkton Pigeon Bayport have had a response. We'll see what happens here on this drive, but the last 3 possessions now, a lot different for the Yellowjackets. You got the 36-yard touchdown to Riley Guild, then the interception, and then the touchdown run from Gibson Rondi as they went 80 yards in 5 plays and just over a minute and a half, covering a whole lot of real estate out there. Brought to you by Joe Wentworth, Bryce Updegraff, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman, and Associates. And you're finally putting that pressure back on the Bayport Laker offense. Last time Elkton Pigeon Bayport had it, they fumbled the ball, moving it into Ithaca territory. And now if you're Bratsky, do you even consider onside kick here? It looks like Bayport is ready for it, as they've only got, so they got 5 guys right up at the 50-yard line, 2 guys at the 40. They're probably going to run up instead of going back to try and receive it. Out there for the kick is the freshman Bratsky. 11:57 left to go in our fourth quarter. It's 21-15. The Yellowjackets were down 14-0 at the half. They have battled here. The kickoff is fumbled a bit. Going to be returned across the 15. It'll be brought down there. A nice job finding some space out there from Stormzan. It looked like he could have been brought down at the 10. Instead, he turns it into something not absolutely terrible. But this could be the worst field position. Actually, no, Bayport started at their own 7-yard line after getting that turnover on downs moments ago. 11:51 left in the fourth quarter. Own 17-yard line is where Bayport will start with the football here. The Yellowjackets, 2 touchdowns here in the second half to close the gap to 6. It's 21-15. In the gun is Buchholz. He takes the shotgun snap. He pitches it to the running back, trying to find that outside edge of Sanchez. He's going to be brought down after a short gain. In on that tackle looks like Mr. Connor McMurphy on the far side of the field for the Yellowjackets. In on that tackle along with a couple other Jackets as well. Again, next week, we already know we will have 2 broadcasts for you. Saturday, we will be in Harbor Beach with the Beale City Aggies taking on the Pirates of Harbor Beach as the defending state champions look to get back to the state semifinals and win another regional championship. We already know Mount Pleasant's going to be in action on Friday versus East Grand Rapids. We'll plan on being there for that action unless what happens here. They pitch it to the near side, trying to find some room. It's the tailback Sanchez. He's going to be brought down after a short gain. Brogan Buck. And again, Riley Guild in on the tackle. The tackle numbers for Riley Guild in this game have got to be in double digits, maybe getting towards 20. 3rd down and 4. The Yellow Jacket crowd across the way starting to make some noise. Here comes the play. Buchholz going to be lined up in the shotgun. Sanchez lined up to his left. One wide receiver here to the near side is Wayner. If I am Bayport, I'm probably running it Wayner's way. It's going to be snapped early. They're going to bring down the quarterback. It was snapped early. Getting back there immediately was Mr. Ben Monroe. And that's the first mistake that we've seen from Bayport. We've seen a few of those mishaps from Ithaca, particularly in the first half here. But that was a big mistake from Bayport. It's going to make it 4th down. And right now, there's going to be a penalty on the play, but it's declined, so that's going to bring up 4th down. And if you're Bayport, oh boy, you're going to have to punt it back to Ithaca. The Yellowjackets are going to have their first chance to take the lead since way, way long ago. With 7:25 left in the second quarter, Bayport went up 14-0. This will be the first chance the Yellowjackets have getting the ball with a chance to take the lead. Punt is going to be muffed a little bit, but recovered by Eli Smith. And so a 3-and-out punt there. Last couple times you've had the football. If you're Bayport, their first drive this half was a 3-and-out punt. Your second drive was a fumble. Your third drive there after you had the pick six was another 3-and-out. And so what a game from the Yellow Jacket defense here in the second half. And with 9:53 left to go in the fourth quarter, Ithaca has the ball at their own 48-yard line with a chance to take the lead on the road. Rondy in the gun. 3 wide, split out to the far side. 1 wide receiver here to the near side. The freshman Bratsky to his right in the shotgun. He takes a snap. Quick throw here to the near side to Eli Smith. Smith looks to shake a defender on the sideline, creates a couple extra yards with the move. 21-15. The way this game started, it did not seem like it was going to be a barn burner like this in the fourth quarter. But the Jackets have it down 6 after getting the touchdown, the 2-point conversion moments ago. Then they force a 3-and-out. Now they've got it with a chance to take the lead. Gibson, Rondy in the gun, 4 wide. 2 split out to each side. Man in motion is Fisher. It's a run all the way for Rondy. He's got the first down as he gets across the 40-yard line. And again, the Yellow Jackets finally have the momentum. The stadium stands have gone a little bit quiet here on the near side with Elkton, Pigeon, Bayport, Laker, as they're a little shell-shocked right now as it looked like they were cruising in this one in particular defensively. But Gibson, Rondy running the football here in the second half has been a huge, huge factor. Shotgun look, 4 wide again for Rondy on first down and 10, just inside the 40-yard line. Rondy, quick throw out here to Eli Smith, caught at the 35. Gets away from a defender down to the 30-yard line before he is brought out of bounds. Another big play there from the Yellow Jackets on first down. I don't think that's quite going to move the chains. It'll bring up second down, and we'll see where the spot is. Going to call it second down and 3. 8:51 left in our ball game. 21-15. Bayport Lakers with the lead. But the Yellow Jackets are threatening just outside the 30-yard line. Gibson, Rondy in the shotgun. There's 3 wide to the near side. 1 wide receiver to the far side of the field. Ronnie's going to run this one all the way. He's going to get across the 30, but there's going to be a holding penalty. If you're Devin Fisher, you're very frustrated by that hold. You kind of only grabbed him for a moment, but you definitely got him on the outside of that jersey, and so this is going to back up the Yellowjackets. See exactly where they spot the football here after this one, but if you're Ithaca, look like you were rolling down the field. You got all the momentum, and here's another penalty creeping back in. And if Ithaca does lose this game, it's going to be the drop passes, the fumbles, although they weren't recovered by Bayport Laker, and these small mistakes that have cost them a few yards here and a few yards there. 2nd and 12. Clock rolls. 8:43 in ticking. Gibson Rondi in the gun. Riley Guild, the lone wide receiver to the far side of the field to the right of Rondi. 3 wide receivers here to the near side. Lined up in the slot, it's Connor McMurphy. Man in motion is Bratsky. He's going to get the handoff. He's got big room up the middle. He's got a first down just outside the 20-yard line. And after they bag it, backed up with the penalty, a big-time response there from the Yellowjackets. And you can see how, or you can hear how big of a deal momentum is in high school football, as Bayport's been rolling and rolling and rolling. And right now it seems like the Yellowjackets are rolling. Riley Guild lined up at tight end to the left of Gibson Rondi. Watch for him streaking down the seam. Going to have a couple guys jumping for Bayport. They're going to get called for the flag. It'll be 1st down and 5 now at the 17-yard line for the Yellowjackets. And again, everybody coming alive across the way for the Yellowjacket fans, and things getting a little quiet over here on the home side. But it's just going to take one more play to get this Bayport Laker fan base rolling and raving once again. Eli Smith, Gibson Rondi have the play. It's going to be Eli Smith and McMurphy lined up to the far side of the field. McMurphy in the slot. Here to the near side, it's Devin Fisher. At tight end, it is Riley Guild. He's been dangerous all night. It's going to be a run for Rondi. He's got to cut it back, spins out of one tackle, tries to get away from a couple more guys. They're going to bring him down after a gain of 2 or 3. Great job by Buchholz. Great job out there as well by Weisenball staying with that. It looked like Rondi might be able to stay on his feet, but both of those tacklers kind of stayed with the play and were able to bring him down. Substitutions coming in and out for Ithaca. Those substitutions brought to you by our friends at Mount Pleasant Automotive. So that Coach Hesbrook needs some replacement parts, so does your vehicle, and Mount Pleasant Automotive has all of them. 2nd down and 3 for Rondi. It's an empty set. They now send Bratsky in motion. He's going to get the handoff. He's got to turn it inside immediately. He's hit hard right away. J&J Auto Collision Report. Lucas Lazowski there, along with Murdoch as well. Big-time play there defensively from Bayport. And here we go. 3rd down and 3. It's 21-15. The Yellowjackets trail by 6. They got a 3rd down and short at the 15-yard line of Bayport. Oh, baby. This is what district championship high school football is all about right here. Bratsky, Gibson Rondi in the shotgun. They might be changing the play here. You still have Riley Guild out there at tight end. You got to watch out for him. 2 wide receivers to the far side of the field for the Jackets. Rondi waiting for that clock to count down here before he takes this snap. 6:30 left to go. It's a run all the way for Rondi up the middle. He's going to be very close to 1st down yardage. Either way, this is going to make it go forable for the Yellowjackets. I just think I made that word up. Go forable on 4th down. I'll use it. Waiting to see what the call is. Rondi's slow to get up. Also slow to get up from his offensive line position. It's the big man, Gunnar McDade. It is going to be 4th and inches for the Yellowjackets. Play 9 of the drive coming up. Woo, boy. We have not seen Gibson Rondi go under center all game long. I don't think we'll see him do it here. But you know it's going to be Rondi running the football. Here we go, halfway through the 4th quarter. Here comes a 4th down and 1 play just outside the Laker 10-yard line. It's a run all the way for Rondi. He pushes forward. I think he's got 1st down yardage. He will pick it up. It was a good job by the Laker defensive front, but Rondi just got what he needed. 5:52 left in our ball game. It's going to be 1st down and 10 from like the 10.5-yard line. We'll see if they call it 1st and goal or not. Waiting to see if the chain guys just put him down or not. But it could be very, very close. Yeah, they will still have a chance getting it 1st down. Nope, now they are going to set him down. 1st and goal from the 10. for Gibson Rondi. Ratsky in the backfield with him. It's a run all the way for Rondi. Pours it up the middle, dives for the end zone. He's going to be brought down at the 1-yard line on the 10th play of the drive. And great blocking out there from Ben Monroe as he pulled right up the middle into that A-gap there. It had a big block for Rondi to spring him. It's now 2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line. Gibson Rondi trots to the sideline for the play. The clock continues to run. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Drama here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, coming to you from our Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Love also the Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, the Bird All-American Grill, Bird Auction tomorrow at 1:30 in downtown Mount Pleasant. Clark Modular Homes, Reefridge Financial, Woods Household Appliance, Malley Construction, and Brad Malley-Well Drilling. 2nd down play. Rondi looking for a hole up the middle. He's in! Touchdown! Gibson Rondi! This game is tied at 21 apiece. On the 11th play of the drive, Rondi pours it into the end zone with 4:41 left to go in the 4th quarter. And now the Yellowjackets are an extra point away from tying this game. But I'll remind everybody, their senior kicker not here today. It is the freshman, Landon Bratsky, out there to try and take the lead. It's tied at 21 apiece. Here comes the extra point. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is money. 22-21. Their first lead of the game with 4:41 left in the 4th quarter. But you know you're going to get a response from Buchholz and the crew. When they've needed to make it happen, they've made it happen. But here in the second half, not so much. The only touchdown in the second half for the Lakers was on a pick 6 from Mr. Lucas Weiner. They run back their possessions. They got it at their own 7 with 7:04 left in the 3rd quarter. They went 3 and out. They then got it with 5:04 left in the 3rd quarter at their own 33. Picked up a couple first downs, but fumbled it away. They then had the pick 6. Ithaca took right back over. Rondi got in the end zone to make it 21-15. Bayport got it with 11:51 left to go in the 4th quarter. They went 3 and out. Then they saw Ithaca go 60 yards in 11 plays to take the lead. There's 4:41 left in our ball game. Ithaca 22, Elkton Pigeon Bayport Lakers 21. Wow. What a game this has been. You could kind of say a tale of two halves. First half kind of belonging to the Lakers. Second half kind of belonging to Ithaca, other than that pick 6 from Weiner. But there's still a lot of time left in this ball game. We've seen a couple big runs from Buchholz. We've seen a big throw to Luke Good. This game is far from over. Kickoff fielded right at the 10-yard line. Returner trying to find some room to the far side of the field. He's got some space across the 35, brought down at the 36-yard line. And so great starting field position if you are the Bayport Lakers. And what I love about this game right now, time and score, we're not going to overtime. It is 22-21. A 1-point game with 4.5 left to go. A district championship on the line. Out there defensively, it's Monroe. It's Daniels. It's Schenkel up front. Or Perez up front. Those linebackers, Gill, Schenkel, Crawford, Buck, Chatfield. Defensive backfield, Eli Smith, Connor McMurphy, Grayson Merchant. One stop. That's what the Yellowjacket, well, maybe more than one stop, but it starts here with a stop. Handoff up the middle, trying to find some room, is the ball carrier. Going to be a short game for Christian Sanchez. They're going to give him 3 yards on the spot. 4:20 left, 4th quarter. 2nd down and 7. Looking to the sideline for the player. All the Lakers, you don't have Buchholz trotting to the sideline, trotting back in with the play. They don't go right up and line up. They actually kind of all huddle, look to the sideline, get the play, and then head up to the line of scrimmage. Here comes the 2nd down and 7 play. Buchholz in the gun with Mr. Sanchez. Rolling to the near side is Buchholz. He wants to throw. It's going to be caught. Oh, no! Dislodging the wide receiver from the football was Grayson Merchant. Ooh, boy! J&J Auto collision report from Mr. Merchant as he separates the football from the defender. Ooh, man! There was no way Luke Good was going to come up with that catch. As soon as he had it in his hands, he was blasted from behind. Great timing from Merchant. And now the crowd going crazy across the way for the Yellowjackets, cheering him on as a junior, Carson Schenkel, telling him to get fired up. 3rd down and 7. In the gun is Buchholz. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. They fake the handoff. They want to run a reverse, but Guild reads it. He's in the backfield. Guild chases him down. Riley Guild with another huge defensive play. The senior does not want his football career to come to an end, and he comes up huge with another tackle for loss on 3rd down. Earlier in this game, he had a TFL on 3rd down and on 4th down. It's now 4th and a mile with 3:40 left to go. And if you're the Lakers, even if you punt this one away, the way your defense has played, you still should have another shot to get the football. But again, momentum, Miss Momentum has changed from a all-green dress to a dress in blue and gold for the Yellowjackets of Ithaca as they lead at 22-21. With 1:31 left to go in the 3rd quarter, it was 21-7. Lakers with the lead after the pick 6 from Wayner. After that, they got the kickoff. It was a 5-play drive that went 80 yards. Rondy took it in for the touchdown. They got a penalty on the conversion, allowed them to run it in for a 2-point conversion. Then it was a quick 3-and-out from the Lakers. Then you had a chance to take the lead if you're Ithaca. They were able to do that. 11 plays, picking up 3 first downs. Rondy took it in for the touchdown run. The first lead all day today for Ithaca came with 4:41 left in the 4th quarter. It's now 4th down and 14 with 3:40 left to go for the Lakers at their own 31-yard line. And no officials getting together there, but no flags or anything on the field. Riley Gill telling the fans to get excited across the way for the Yellowjackets.
Oh, no. 3:40 left to go in our ball game, and I almost actually ended the live broadcast right there. Pardon me to everybody. 22-21. That would have been rough. Here comes the punt. It's Wayner. Nobody back deep for Ithaca. And if you're Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker, this takes a nice roll, and it will. If you get that 3-and-out, this is going to set you up with much better field position. But the Yellowjackets, they now have the lead. This is the first time today they have had the ball with the lead. This is the 3rd 3-and-out you forced as well. 22-21, Jackets with the lead. They have it at their own 25-yard line. 3:23 left to go in our ball game. Ithaca, a couple first downs from another comeback win and another district championship in the trophy case for the Yellowjackets and the Hesbrooks. Run all the way for Rondy. Cuts this one back, tries to find an opening, gets away from the defender in the backfield, now gets the outside edge on the opposite side of the field and slides down. What a play from Gibson Rondy. He ran about 50 yards to pick up maybe 4 or 5 yards on that play. Now have a timeout on the field coming from Bayport. So they're going to choose to use their timeouts right now on this series of drives. 22-21 is the score. 3:03 left to go in our ball game. Again, I'm going to take just a break here for a moment, hit the mute button, get myself a drink. Second down and 2 coming up for the Yellowjackets. They lead it 22-21. Yeah, if you're just joining us, they have come all the way back to take the lead here in the fourth quarter by 1 point. 22-21 is the score. Second down and 2 with 3:03 left to go in the fourth quarter. Bayport using one of their timeouts after that play, so I believe they got 2 left now in their pocket. Very important for Bayport to try and get the stop on this series of downs here, but it's going to be tough as it's just second down and 2 for Rondi. I imagine we're going to see the junior quarterback run it all the way here. He pours it up the middle. He's got the first down for the Yellowjackets. And I'm not sure if that's exactly going to do it there. I don't think so. Like I say, you're still going to have some time, but we're not going to see Bayport use a timeout here after that first down is picked up. And so you're going to be able to run some clock now if you're the Yellowjackets. And what a game between these two ball clubs. It looked like Bayport might be able to run away with it early. Then here comes the Ithaca offense in the third quarter. Then a pick six from Wayner. But give a lot of credit to that Yellow Jacket defense. Guild, Schenkel, Crawford, Buck, Chatfield, the linebackers, Perez, Monroe, Daniels, the defensive lineman, Smith, McMurphy, Merchant in the defensive backfield have been unbelievable here in the second half. And we'll have a very abbreviated Bird All-American Grill postgame show as your boy will look to head down on the field if this game holds out to talk with some of these possible, hopeful district championship Yellow Jackets. 2:10 left to go in the ball game. Still waiting. The timeout will be spent here by Bayport. I believe they've got one left now on the table with 2:11 left to go here. 22-21 our score. What a battle between these two teams. Again, it was 14-0 at the half. Ithaca got the football to start the second half, had a great 12-play drive, but turned it over on downs at the Bayport 7-yard line. So with 7:04 left to go in the third quarter, it was 14-0 Bayport. Ithaca had only had, a couple good drives. Then they go 3-and-out. And it's great field position for Ithaca with 5:32 left in the third quarter. They start at the Bayport 45-yard line. 5 plays, a touchdown from Gibson Rondi to Riley Guild for 36 yards. Next possession for Bayport, they pick up a couple first downs from their own 33, move it into Ithaca territory, but ultimately turn it over on a fumble. Score remains 14-7, but Ithaca, the first or second play of that drive, threw a pick six that put Bayport up 21-7. But then what a response from the Yellowjackets, getting a touchdown going into the fourth quarter to make it 21-15 as they picked up the 2-point conversion. Here comes the run from Ronnie on the far side. He breaks the tackle, falls forward. It's going to be third down and 1. He wants the first down. They're going to wait to see if they give it to him. Coach Hesberg wants to say that he stayed on his feet as well, but the officials are going to say, no. You need to pick up another yard to win this game here. Third down and 1. A first down will end it here for Ithaca. We're going to have a timeout on the field taken by Bayport. Third down and 1. The Yellowjackets a yard away from a district championship. Officials getting together. 1:49 left to go. Again, this is the ball game right here. This third down and 1 play. If the Yellowjackets pick it up, that's going to do it. Even if they don't pick it up, they could think about going for it on fourth down. Then if you did that, you begin the short field to the Lakers. Yeah, you're going to punt it away if you don't pick it up here and try and make the Lakers go 70, 80 yards. 22-21 the score. 1:49 left in the fourth quarter. So much thank yous going out to our friends, ENS Graphics down there in Ithaca, Nick Houghton and the crew always helping me out, giving me some cool swag. We're handing out some footballs last night at Beale City High School. Also love Mount Pleasant Automotive, Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradam Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Konwinski Construction, Blockco Pools and Spas, along with J&J Auto. Third down and 1. Third down and 1. Timeout on the field coming from Ithaca. They saw the lineup from Bayport. Take timeout. I'm going to reset things here. And a big shout to Jeremy Wood from WFYC saying Coach Hesbrook will actually be coming up post-game. And so let them have a chat with him. Then maybe, actually, I think we're going to roll down the field and say Terry Hesbrook, Jeremy Woodcock, some of the players will be out there. We'll go down on the field and chat with them here in the post-game. But there's still a yard to pick up for the Yellowjackets. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. 3rd down and 1. The ball at midfield. There's 1:54 left in the ball game. Bayport used their final timeout moments ago. Then Ithaca used a timeout after they saw the lineup from Bayport here for this 3rd down and 1 play. Crawford in the backfield along with Bratsky, along with Rondi. They're lined up to each side of the quarterback. It's going to be a run all the way for Rondi with those two guys as lead blockers. That is the scenario. Pours it in. 1st down, Ithaca. Rondi looks to break away from Buchholz to go to the house. He won't be able to, but it's a good thing because a touchdown extra point would only put you up by 8, and that would have given Bayport a chance there if Rondi did run it to the end zone. So a big job by him following, and that is going to do it. If you're Ithaca, as long as you don't fumble the snap here, you are going to be a district champion, and 3 of our ultra-locals will now be district champions. So maybe that does put a wrench into things. Next Saturday, I know where we're going to be. We are going to be covering Beale City versus Harbor Beach, but where will we be Friday? Now, could we possibly be with these Yellowjackets versus Pewamo, Westphalia, or will we be at Mount Pleasant's Community Memorial Stadium? We'll get all of that stuff taken care of here in the next couple days. But what a ball game this has been. The officials are actually going to stop the clock now for a moment with 1:19 left to go here in quarter number 4. You know, our Bird All-American Grill post-game show. Some of it's going to take place down on the fields. I go catch up with some of these district champions if all things hold out here. But you think about our accolades. Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the Game, Riley Guilt. Zaid Batchelder Baller of the Game, brought to you by Weefrich Financial, Riley Guild. J&J Auto Collision Report, Riley Guild. Bill's Custom Fab Fabrication of the Game, Riley Guild, on the 36-yard touchdown that actually got the Yellowjackets on the board. What a game for the senior Riley Guild. You always love it when those seniors show out and don't want their careers to end. We also saw a great play out there from Jacob Crawford and Kenny Daniels. But Riley Guild is going to be our Zaid Batchelder Baller of the Game, our Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the Game, along with our J&J Auto Collision Report. You think about our Mumford Oil and Gas Supply Assist of the Game, and it's going to have to be the throw to Mr. Guild in the flat. Clock a moving. Another knee needs to be taken here for Mr. Gibson Rondi, and that is going to do it. The Yellowjackets come from behind in the second half to beat Elkton Pigeon Bayport Laker 22-21. The Cardiac Yellowjackets with another comeback victory this year. They continue to pile them up, and they're going to add another district championship to the trophy case. They'll take on Pewamo next week. That will be their biggest test of the year, and we'll either be there or be in Mount Pleasant on Friday. Saturday, we will be way back here in the thumb at Harbor Beach as Beale City takes on Harbor Beach as we continue to follow our defending state champion Beale City Aggies. But we now have 3 ultra-local district title winners this football season. Mount Pleasant is 11-0. They face East Grand Rapids next week. Beale City is 11-0. They face 11-0 Harbor Beach next Saturday. And the Ithaca Yellowjackets are now 8-3 on the year. District champions, and will take on Pewamo, Westphalia next week for a regional championship. Chris Bachman's going to sign off on this broadcast for now. We're going to head down onto the field. Trophy presentation will take place with the Yellowjackets, and then we'll see if we can catch up with some of those stars, maybe Mr. Riley Guild, to talk about his unbelievable game. Thanks so much to everybody tuning in here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. I will be going back live on Facebook just a few moments from now, but more love going out to those title sponsors. Their logos are usually up this entire game, but having to go the phone audio-only broadcast threw a couple kinks into things. But so much love to all of our sponsors, especially Barberry Law, Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fabrication, The Bird All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, Woods Household Appliance, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Malley Construction. Chris Bachman signing off on Facebook just for now, but we're going to head down to the field here with we'll call it a second Bird All-American Grill post-game show to catch up with the district champion Ithaca Yellowjackets. What a game, 22-21, they best. Elkton, Pigeon, Bayport, Laker. We're going to head out onto the field, talk with some of our stars from Ithaca right after this. Chris Bachman signing off for just a minute here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.